The dad already proven to everybody that y'all wrong.
Right.
LaMelo was out there.
But they don't put him in these conversations, though. They don't put him in the...
There's one counterpoint on LeVar being right, and it's that middle boy.
Yo, peace. Welcome back to 7 p.m. in Brooklyn. I'm Carmelo Anthony here with my co-host.
You know what it is, your boy Kaz here, and welcome to a very, as you can tell by my dress code today, special edition of 7 p.m. in Brooklyn, the Wave Sports and Entertainment Original. This, ladies and gentlemen, is the 7 p.m.es. We couldn't have a show without our incredible guest for today. Melo, talk to him.
So, first up, she was a fan favorite from the last season. We all know that. She just wrapped the 18-city tour. You've seen her do movies with Eddie Murphy, provide political commentary with Roy Wood Jr., and she might even be more turned because the green team have won the chip since last time she was on here. So please welcome Sam J.
Yeah,
What's up, man? It's good to be here. It's
good to have you back. And of course, we can run through the accolades and credentials of our next guest. Is somebody I've looked up to for a long time, a good brother, good friend. But when it comes to intellectual brilliance in sports and culture, there's not too many better. I mean, who else can eloquently depict the rules to disrespecting college football and Prince's greatest body of work in the same damn podcast? Bo has his own show on Wave, The Right Time, which you can check out right now. And he was a part of our first 7 p.m.es, and he's welcoming back right now the one and only, the legendary Bomani Jones. What's going on, Chief?
I just want to say this to everybody right now because I know what you're thinking. They told me it was an award show. I was here last year. There was no special instructions. I showed up. He said he gonna change it to a get up, and I say fine. I'm gonna be straight because I saw Sam over here and she was looking chill. She had a sweatshirt on and shoes and everything else. By the time we start the goddamn show, everybody is in here looking like they either going to a funeral or an award show, and I look like I just woke up.
Y'all did. There was an audible gasp when I walked in the door. It was like,
It was.
No, I was cool when you came in.
Okay,
it was when I looked over and saw her, and I was like, I've been had.
I didn't know.
You did. Like,
I would have held you down. We had to talk. I would have held you down.
You made the right decision. I
knew. I said, Bomani's gonna come correct. Yeah. It's Bomani.
Hell no.
I got the memo. I went in her bag about to put her jacket on.
This tracks. This is tracks. You can have all the evidence from years past. This is definitely awards show Melo in the wardrobe.
There we go, man. This is award show Melo, man. But like we mentioned at the top, this is a 7 p.m.es, our yearly award. So throughout the episode, we'll highlight the most memorable people and moments this year in the 7 p.m. universe.
Hell yeah, that's right. And with these awards, they'll be presented in the fashion that only 7 p.m. can. And with that said, our first award, he was a recent guest on 7 p.m. in Brooklyn, sending him well wishes, of course, with the recent cancer diagnosis. But the Woj Award, named after our guy, Adrian Wojnarowski, for the most surprising transaction or news report of 2024. Crew, what are our choices?
Uh-oh.
Man, we got plenty, man. There was a lot
of
the
most surprising transaction or news report. I'm going to pass it to the lady first.
I thought about this one before. I don't know if it counts, but to me, it was Steve Kerr not playing Jason Tatum in the Olympics.
It always come back to Boston.
We still have to go in the Olympics, yo. All right, so as a Celtic fan, like, talk to me, right? Like, you watch the Olympics, you getting, all the rent-to-patriotism that we all had over the summer. But as a Celtic fan, you had to be watching it like, damn, my man can't get no burn. Even though you have two other players playing, but, you start playing.
Yeah, like, you know what it was? It's just like, all right, Steve. Just say you don't like the nigga. That's just how I felt. It was like, stop saying all this other stuff, bro. Yeah. Say you don't like him. Say you don't fuck with him because it doesn't make any sense. Tatum is a face. One, he's on 2K. He's on the cover.
Okay.
How do you bring him all the way to Paris and not play him, bro? Like, that man got a family. He could have been at home with his kids doing something else.
To be fair, you're then asking who's going to sit? LeBron, KD, Team USA?
I hate that question.
Come on, man.
Hold on. Here's the thing, though. Derek White got lots of burn. And Jason Tatum will never say it out loud. But if I was Derek White, I'd have been at practice every day when we came back. Like, hey, man, I think they're going to let you play today. Right, in Boston. But he got burned. Jason Tatum got done.
If I was Derek White, I'd be swinging my gold medal around my neck like Usher, bro. Like just.
And you do that to Jaylen Brown.
Ant-Man got heavy minutes. They could have used some of them minutes for Tate.
Hey man, I don't know. I like Ant-Man a lot. I
left that energy in season 1.
Yeah. I feel for all right. So
I had her sentiment though.
Y'all won the chip already. Y'all got all the awards. You got the finals.
Bro, don't bring me here. That's all. Don't bring me here.
You got to
go to Paris. It's not like they was playing in some like terrible place.
He's not poor. He don't need a free trip to Paris.
Rich people love free stuff though.
I was about to say, yeah, like there ain't no rich person turning down no free trip to Paris. Pay for
Bro,
it.
got to bring Deuce on the plane. That's crazy,
Yeah, that's
bro.
kind of crazy. That's a long flight.
You took it to another level now.
That's how I be feeling. Like, come on, man.
It's the pilot that don't want Deuce on the plane. He'd have him in the cockpit, everything else. That boy get the free run to every place.
Deuce be outside.
He's just out there, man.
Yeah, he's got to be. He's rose up the rank of NBA kids over the past year.
Yeah.
Right?
Oh,
he's the king.
I
Yeah.
mean, there's a couple people out there. I mean, we don't really see Riley as much anymore. Cayenne is, in there too. But
That's different. Like it's gradations, right? Like of ages. I feel like of the little homies.
Yeah,
like when
he's
when Chris Kidd first came up, he had the little homies. He made the faces and
Dude's
stuff.
got it now.
He's running the kids.
Nah, I mean, if you know me, and I've said it on this show before, I've had a tendency to be hard on the winner of this one, but the Karl Anthony Towns trade to the Knicks. And then he showed up and he looks like a superhero.
Yeah.
I can't believe he's the only person ever to get under the bright lights in New York, and apparently that's what he has needed his whole time.
Yeah.
He looks incredible.
Every game I watch of this dude, I am shocked at how confident he looks.
Yes.
The numbers, I think, was going to be the numbers regardless. It's the way he's playing.
Mm-hmm.
It's the pumping of the chest, saying, "See you next time, whole ass nigga."
Hold on, we got a couple.
That's why people were surprised. My pick was that. I was going to say just Cat coming to New York. Like that's a major headline because it's almost like a boy. You was a boy in Minnesota. Like you was young. You was a boy. You was immature. You was, that's what it was. You was getting your feet wet trying to figure it out. Now coming to New York, you're forced to be a man.
Mm-hmm.
Like you got to stand on your shit in New York and you got to say it with your chest and you got to really fucking mean it because they going to pick you apart if you don't. And I think that's what we seeing from Cat. Like we seeing the boy to the man.
I can't believe it.
In New York, we're seeing the man Cat. In Minnesota, we saw the young man. We saw the young boy that was trying to figure it out. He got here, now he got to lock in. And now he ripping his shirt off New York fucking city.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It was crazy coming from a Jersey nigga.
And you can tell the voice sounded crazy. So like all the videos got no sound in it.
Yo, so that's the thing, man. As long as he stay away from that, right? Like the alternating of the voices and all that. He hasn't done any of the things that I hate yet. Right? Maybe he became a whole new person in 3 months. And I hope so. I like this person a lot more than I like the other one.
I just think some people take to the city. Like some people, like they come to New York to play for New York and they take to the energy and then some people don't. Like I always was saying, like Randall gotta go because he can't match New York energy.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's not he's a bad player, but the way this city demands of you, he didn't want to do that. I literally was telling my homie, I was like, send this nigga to Minnesota or somewhere in the middle where he don't gotta do all that. He can wear his sketches, nobody's gonna be at my man. He can just like no one's gonna say nothing crazy. He could just be out there and now he funny.
I think that was the last straw for a lot of New Yorkers.
Julius over there looking the same as he did in New York, though. Like when Carl looked like he grew up and he pumped it out a little bit. Yeah. Julius Randle doing all the stuff over there that drove people crazy here.
I think he's playing better.
Yeah, but it's not how he plays. It's what he does when he don't play. And he starts
That's a good point.
doing that Eeyore shit and everything else. It's happening.
Yeah, for sure.
And I feel bad because I really like Julius. I think
Eeyore shit is crazy.
You know what I'm saying, though?
I think he's one of the biggest reasons why New York is even in a position to get a dude like Cat.
He is.
For sure.
He is.
But I just feel terrible because like now all the things that people would say about him in New York, like Minnesota fan, I'll log in during games because I got to check in. I'm like, how's Devo? How's Randall? What they doing? And you just start hearing the same thing. They got compilation videos of him not running back on defense.
Bro, he don't, bro.
Stuff. I'm just like, ugh.
I watched that man up close a few times. sometimes I'm like, you don't want to be here, buddy.
That's wrong.
He seemed like a good dude, right? He seemed like he's doing it for the community.
He's had a newborn baby. Stall him out, man.
But
Brandon's a great dude, great family, great kids.
But he got another
Can be
problem, and
losing
this
sleep
ain't
and
gonna
shit.
mean nothing to y'all. It's only gonna mean something to one person here. He from Dallas. And that's like them Dallas dudes, no matter where it comes from, it's always gonna be something weird about them.
That's true.
Every single one. Ain't
You
that
got
right?
static with Dallas. Both got static with Dallas. You got static with Dallas, man.
Never let it go.
Never.
Like you said, Julius didn't really fit in New York, but Cat, like, not only is his game translating, like, even things off the court, the island they really take into account. He got the fly girl.
No, that's
you
what
know what I mean. He got all like the sort of he's the number 1 overall pick. Like he came.
That's what
into
you're
the
speaking
league.
to. Exactly what I'm saying. Like the vibe of the city. Like you gotta be about it. You know what I'm saying? Fashionable, the shorty, moving around. It was like Randall didn't want none of that.
And we're just
you
seeing
know?
a touch of it too. Watch when they get warm out in New York. Watch when all the Dominicans come out to Madison Square Garden.
But wait till it start mattering that he still don't guard nobody.
Chill out.
That's still-
Let the Knicks get
I'm
their
just
shot.
letting you know right now. I don't want.
Let the Knicks get their shot.
But y'all know how y'all are, man.
We
Y'all
talking
get excited
cat, though. We
real
talking cat.
fast.
We
Knicks
get
fans
to.
get excited real fast and go a little bit too
That's a
far. So
fact.
I'm
That's
trying
a
to help
fact.
you before you get there, and y'all start throwing shit
That's
at him.
That's
after the
basically what he's
playoff
saying.
game stuff. That's after the
I can wait.
All-Star
I can wait.
stuff. That's
Okay.
after All-Star stuff.
Okay.
All right,
I do hope that he keeps it up. I believe that he's going to keep that energy up. It's imperative that he does. I think New York is starting to get used to that type of energy from him in particular, right? So if you start doing anything else other than what you're doing,
it's not even
now
so much
shit
the
start
numbers
going
with
left.
Cat. It is, you know what it is as a New Yorker, man. You got to be a little dirty. You got to get in there and grab rebounds. You got to fight. You got to show all that sort of grit that I think Minnesota fans sort of like waited for him to have for a long time. And you mentioned it earlier, right? Like we was, talking before the show. Was this something about being around Ant Edwards and that sort of like super duper confidence that sort of rubbed off on Cat and sort of put that dog on him? He had the probably longest playoff run of his career, going to the Western Conference Finals. You know what I mean? Didn't get to the finals, but you get in there's a different level of confidence that you play with now. Do you think that sort of played into why he's been doing what he's doing?
I always thought it was insulting. They had to go get him a big brother that was 5 years younger than him. They did that.
Yeah.
And it might have worked.
Yeah.
Because Ant he has that energy, right? To make you feel like you can do whatever it is that you need to do. And maybe that was what it is. Or maybe it was he had that in Minnesota because he didn't, except for that 1 year with KG, it's not like he had anybody to show him the ropes.
Yeah.
Nah.
And Ant-Man been here before, right? Like, like the big been here before.
For sure.
Maybe that's what happened.
There's certain things that you can't really teach or experience doesn't teach. Ant-Man, no matter how 19 to 20, 21 years old, you seen it from day one. That first interview I seen him doing the split screen, it's like, I could play any sport.
Yeah.
I
Well,
could
you
play
get,
baseball.
you get a
I was
different
like,
respect. You get a different respect level from Ant because Ant coming in right away,
yeah.
and now we going here. Like, we've been here for so long, and it's been on my shoulders to get this done. And now I got a young guy coming in here, and now we go straight to the finals.
he's
We go,
producing.
so now I got a different respect for Ant. So now, even though you're younger, now I respect your work ethic. Now I respect the way that you're approaching the game.
Producing and leading.
I'm gonna follow suit with you because I know my level of respect for you is allowing me to come be side by side with you. So now I'm developing into my own too. So maybe this gonna work or maybe it's not gonna work. But the next situation I go to, I'm gonna be mature enough and I'm gonna be turning into a man.
Of course.
And luckily and fortunately, it's in New York, and that's what we seeing from Cap.
I got one last choice for the Woj Award, and it's not even a trade that has happened yet. It's a rumored trade. It's a reported possible trade. Right before we went to tape, Shams reported that the Golden State Warriors are interested in both LeBron James and Jimmy Butler before or Jimmy Butler before the trade deadline to join Stephen Curry as a part of the Golden State Warriors. Is there even a world that exists that LeBron James gets traded? I can see Jimmy Butler getting traded. Is there a world that LeBron James gets traded anywhere in the NBA?
LeBron makes the trade, so if he want to get traded, he'll get traded.
And I can't see
see-
him
yeah,
wanting
it's
to get
like-
traded.
I think that window closed shut. Like it was a point in time, like maybe last year or a little bit time ago, where it was like there was a thought like, damn, this could be a possibility. Like, what you think this could happen?
Yeah.
Are you interested?
Yeah.
You know, and it's like, could y'all pull this off? See if y'all can pull this off. Then, if not,
there was reports
but to
about
that
it.
point, the Kuminga part of that trade now is a big headline, right? Because he's a major piece. Like they got to make a decision.
He's going to need to get paid next year.
I would not give Kuminga up
For Giannis?
for this version of LeBron.
No.
For Giannis.
Oh, for
Giannis?
that's a little different.
Well, the Bucks are high now. I don't think
Giannis is in this conversation as well.
Yeah. I don't think they trade Giannis anymore.
You have to be.
Yeah.
At this point, I think everybody's in the conversation except for the young guns, right? Except for the Shays, and I think everybody's in the conversation.
I just don't believe LA would do it not because they don't want to get better and trade LeBron, but like you're not giving up that farewell tour, right? Like the Los Angeles Lakers, if we ain't gonna win no games,
man. It's business.
It is business, but if we ain't gonna win no games, we damn sure gonna get our money's worth on this last round of LeBron.
But like, what is equal? What is equal value for LeBron James? Or like, what do you somebody put on the table and make you say, okay, we'll do that for LeBron,
and
even with LeBron not being that dude no more? Like, what is it? I don't have an answer.
They're gonna say championship. This is a championship. That's the only thing we can talk about right now.
And I don't know any real trade destinations that you get LeBron James and you don't lose what makes you a championship team, and you're still a championship team.
Right.
Like, I just don't. I'm sure it's out there, but I just don't see it.
And I think LeBron just doesn't want to leave LA. I think he's settled his vibes.
That nigga ain't going nowhere.
He wanted to be in LA to do business. He want to be in LA like we would want to be in LA. Like you can't do that in Sacramento and nowhere other place.
He's sitting looking at all this like, man, these dumbass people. Where the fuck these headlines come from?
Yeah.
But I'm sure there's behind the scenes, there's front offices that's like trying to see what packages they could put together.
For sure.
For, they calling Lakers, yo, are y'all interested? Is he up? Is he? They probably hit him. Like, what you want us to tell Golden State?
Who's the GM? Mike Dunleavy right now? Mike Dunleavy Jr. He gotta get his paycheck too. He gotta be like, see, I'm working. I'm trying to do stuff. See, we're trying to get LeBron.
Jimmy's the interesting one though.
That's the one.
I would trade for Jimmy, but I don't think that they're ultimately gonna do it. Because that requires Pat Riley to kind of punt, and he's not built for that.
That's
right.
True. That's
but
true.
if you get Jimmy, man.
He said he's listening.
Listen, a team.
So you listening? That's not punting. That's like
it's definitely not. It's definitely not. And it feels like on the outside looking in, Pat and Jimmy are sort of going in opposite directions.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah. That
I feel like they the same person. And I
But that's why they go in opposite directions.
I feel like at some point that all comes back, right?
Yeah.
Like I feel like in the end, Jimmy burns people out. Like that's the thing. You trade for him, you only got him for a few months. You might be winning, but I don't think in the end I don't think he'll do it.
He hit you with the Kyrie, burn you out.
Yep.
Hey, be easy on Kyrie, man. I know that Boston hurt still hurts a little bit.
It don't hurt me.
Who been hurt them?
He cursed himself when he stepped on that logo.
You already saved it, man. The bad juju's gone, man.
It don't hurt me.
Oh shit! Listen,
he saged up
the logo.
Dog, he saged up somebody else's house. Do you realize how disrespectful that is? You to walk into my shit and tell me that it's got evil.
He's like,
let me tell you, that's gonna be one of the,
like, what if I like those evil spirits? Who told you that you was allowed to do that?
That's gonna be one of the greatest stories you tell your grandkids, like with Kyrie back in the day.
Yeah.
Went in there and saged Boston. Like that is
He put the Palo Santo out on
that
us.
is crazy.
That's a funky scent too, man. That's
Shout out to Kyrie, man.
I love Kyrie,
for Sage and TD, man.
Wow, man.
Good brother. They needed it. Y'all won a championship afterwards, didn't you?
They did.
Yeah.
It was a blessing.
All right, then. So
It was a blessing.
In reverse.
It was a blessing.
You know what I mean? It was out there.
Nah, we rejected his energy. He tried to bring the bad juju. We was like, nah.
It's all good. Shout out to my guys. Keep
man.
saging, champ. So next up, the White Hat Award. This award is for a young player who's turning heads and destined to make the leap to franchise status. Bo, I wanted to start with you. If you had to give out this award, who would get the White Hat Award?
Oh, we just talked about it. That's Anthony Edwards.
Okay.
The no-brainer. I'm trying to think the last time I had a favorite player. Like I have a favorite player. I have Anthony Edwards as a favorite player. Like when you have a favorite player. Because one thing about the league, as they look for so many of the guys who are so similar and do the same things, it's hard for somebody to stand out in terms of their game and their personality. And it's that one. And I think we saw them get into the Western Conference Finals and the way that even though he did not come through in the end, him in the recognition that, I'm this dude and we got to get better. And then he went to the Olympics and rose to the occasion on that one. He's like, I should be the best player here, and played like he should be the best player, right? That's the one.
In addition to that, too, the Netflix thing that came out with Starting Five.
Yeah.
Like, it was such a perfect vehicle for everybody to be like, all right, let's get a look at LeBron James. Clearly the face of the league for this long. Even the way they introduced him in the Netflix joint, you could tell the entire NBA, everybody that has business in basketball is like, this is the guy. This is the person we want to be the face of this league for the next several years. And he plays like it, and he doesn't hide from it, which I think is huge.
Yeah.
I got players that I'm big fans of, young players that are out there that I think could be franchise players, but there's only a few of them that had that thing that like, yo, I want to be this dude, right?
Don't everybody want that.
I'm a big fan of Paolo Banchero. I think that's a dude who, you know, in Orlando, it's not Minnesota, so like, you know, it's not like a market, but I think a little bit of that stuff matters as well. They got a great young squad. They got some great players on their team, and he is what, like 23, 22 years old, putting up crazy numbers. Granted, he got hurt, but before he got hurt, I was ready to put him in an Ant-Man conversation. Like, yo, he might be the dude that comes up and becomes the next sort of like face of the league, because Orlando has always, you know, they won't hold on to their top pick, but you're going to have a fun ride for them first 4 or 5 years, and, you know, it'll be great. We've seen it with Dwight. We've seen it with Shaq. We've seen it with Penny, T-Mac, all these guys. You can be a face of the league or one of the most important players in the league in Orlando, right? Seen it sparingly in Minnesota. Ant is doing a lot to change that. But, you know, there's something about being a dude who takes it on no matter where it is. And I think that's why so many people like Anthony Edwards.
We're also forgetting something major about Anthony Edwards. He's now doing the Christmas Sprite commercials. And he's holding them shits down. That's major. That's a major transition. He's doing the Christmas Sprite.
It's hard to do.
Bro, the Christmas Sprite, that's important. Sprite.
You in the households now.
Bro,
you know
that's important. Sprite. And he's holding them commercials down.
For sure. They christened him the first time when they gave him the Grant Hill commercial. It was like, Edwards drinks Sprite. Edwards drinks Sprite. And they did the whole joint. And
Those
Grant
are
Hill's
the commercials we used to, though.
Yep.
Yeah.
Like as fans of sports. So I'm glad that Sprite was able to.
For sure.
Tap
And
back
he's
into
the most Atlanta person in the history of professional sports.
Yes.
There's never, and not no close to Atlanta, not no outside. I can't believe. When they showed his house during the draft, I was like, oh, ho, ho, ho. I know where he lives. And then I looked up where he was from. I was like, yep, that's exactly where I thought it was. It tracks.
I love Ant, man. But in addition to Ant, in addition to Paolo Banchero, let's talk about John Morant, man. He's come back hooping this year. Grizzlies second in the West right now.
So that was going to be my white hat, Ja. And I say that because we love comeback stories, right? I think that's what makes sports. Like, we get a chance to look at somebody rise and fall. What Ja is doing right now, and he's not going to get all the credit that he deserves because of it. This takes time.
Yep.
Right? You got to perform first, and then everything else will come.
Still don't know if he's safe.
Right.
All that stuff, yeah.
But he's in a good space. He's in actually really good space right now. And people's forgetting about Ja. Like, because of the Ant conversations and just what have you done for me lately, right? We see Ant in the finals, we see Ant in the Olympics, see Ant in the commercials, right? But then now you got Paolo coming up doing this thing, and Ja's just waiting in the weeds, man, waiting for that break. And when Ja get that moment, he ain't giving it back.
No.
And I think he's so hungry right now that he has the white hat, right? Because everybody's against him. Nobody's on his side. He's hooping. He's letting you know that I'm still here. I'm still doing what I'm doing. And I'm getting better as a person.
Of course.
Right? So when you get all of that start to adds up, that white hat, Ja got that.
You still doing his breathing exercises? Wasn't that what he was doing?
And there's something about, you know what I mean? I don't want to say he was at the bottom, but there's something about like losing.
You was at the bottom.
Oh, no, he was at the bottom.
It's cool.
I don't want to say it because, you know, I'm not going to, you know, his bottom
you've been
look
at the bottom, champ. I mean, people been at the bottom.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. For you to be at the bottom,
you got a different appreciation.
and to be able to come up out of that and still doing what you're doing now.
I love that he said, I'm not going to dunk no more. It's unsafe. And then like 48 hours later, that's the dunk of the year. I'm like, that's the type of shit that makes you the face of the league. Sorry, Boston.
Yeah. Happens. I'm going to go LaMelo.
Wow, that's a good one.
That's a good one. I like LaMelo.
I love watching him play. He's just a very exciting player to watch. You know what I mean? Like, I finally got to see him play like live in Atlanta.
Yeah.
And even Atlanta was cheering for him. It's just fun as fuck to watch. And I feel like once he, like, I don't want to be disrespectful, but once he really gets coached, he could be very dangerous.
Yeah. Once he get pieces, once he get a team, and like once you get the mentality of wanting to win, then now everything's
because I feel like right now it's like they just let him go.
Yeah.
But once someone gets in there and really starts to like mold that, I think he could be incredible.
I mean, the talent is obvious with him, right? I think somebody said LaMelo plays like all the baddies is courtside. Like he's shooting 1.3s, doing all types of no-looks. Like it's all flair with him. But now the numbers is backing up. He's averaging damn near 30 a game. You know what I mean? You forget he's damn near 6'8", playing point. And, you know, Charlotte is, you know, it's not a championship franchise, but it's a storied franchise. They've had players that like have become, you know, folks that we love to watch.
Story, that was real nice of you. That story was when I was in 7th grade.
I was trying to be nice. Trying to warm it up. I know there's some North Carolinians in here, but yeah.
Nice of you. That was really cool.
The jerseys are fire. If they get someone fire, they back popping. Just because the jersey crazy.
He got it lit. They just it's a slow process for them. You know what I mean? They got B. Miller. They got me too. That's a good one. That's a good 1-2 punch though, right there.
He's kind of like with Franz Wagner with Paolo, where it's kind of like one of them might be the points, but one of them might be the player.
Yep.
They need a couple pieces.
They do.
Charlotte.
They do. And I just love the Ball brothers story, man. The Ball family. Like I know the sneakers messed up Lonzo feet, and
but he was ahead of his time though.
He was ahead of his time.
That's why I fucked up
there's
his
so
feet,
much stuff that didn't exist before the LeVar Ball era. That there's a still small part of me that like, yo, I'm still rooting for LaMelo. I still want him to for his dad to prove all these people wrong. I want Lonzo to go play in Charlotte. I know Chicago's trying to like.
He already proven that. The dad already proven to everybody that y'all wrong. Right. LaMelo was out there.
But people ain't think that they don't put him in these conversations though. They don't put him in the.
There's one counterpoint on LeVar being right. And it's that middle boy. And he kept trying to get that middle boy in the league, and he just ain't tall enough. And like he's got, if he ever a different height, I mean, everybody in the world says that. If he were a different height with that game, it may be the case. But like I saw him doing some podcast, and I'm like, son, why aren't you at work?
You see, Lonzo told him to go to Europe.
Yeah,
and he was mad a little bit.
Go to Europe, go to Jack in the Box, go somewhere, man.
You feel like your brothers is teaming up on you. You know what I'm saying? You're the middle child. You're in a real weird position.
He gave him real good big brother advice.
He really did.
In front of a baddie, in front of Angel Reese.
He didn't have to do it right there.
That's what I'm saying. I see what Jello was trying to do. He was trying to like save face to be on the Angel Reese podcast, and you know what I mean?
Not save face, man. He gotta. It's his time now to find his own identity.
Yeah.
Like get away from it. So I felt what he said about like go to China or go overseas or do, you know what I mean?
Like he can't go to China, right?
What's up?
He can't go to China, can he?
Oh, no, I don't think
they ain't got his face on the cash register. He get to China.
He could come over there to the NBL in Australia.
Yeah, he can go there. Melo LeBron went there, right?
I'll get him over there.
But China, they're like, hey, you look familiar. Where I know you from? Where you from? Oh, snap, not him.
All right, we talked about a lot of young players.
He's not welcome.
Shout out to the
He barely got out.
Man. Shout out to the
Talking about how great of a father he is. Like, come on, son. We got to be good to the Ball brothers. We talked about a lot of young players. We didn't talk about one person in particular, Victor Wembanyama. What are your thoughts, man?
I mean, it's not even fair to put him in that conversation.
He's a Frenchman. You know what I'm saying? He's just different. Like it's hard to make. He's the face of the league. Like you know what I mean? From the global standpoint,
in many ways,
it's Wemby.
But
when you overseas, you hear Wemby.
What you think about him shooting all these threes this year? Like half the shots he's taking the threes, and he's 7'5".
They allowed it, so that's what they do. LaMelo doing it. You just said LaMelo shooting one-legged three.
But he making those.
Wemby too.
He's going crazy.
Wemby's
making them.
Wemby, I saw Wemby the other day. It was a trail three. He was at half court. I think CP was like already inside the 3-point line, and he kicked it back to Wemby. Wemby caught it in stride, a one-leg three. I said, no, the fuck he did. No, the fuck he just did not. I said, boy, if I did some shit like that, oh my gosh. But I love it. I think it's a bad shot.
Yeah.
But I love the freedom that they are actually playing with today. That's why LaMelo looks like that out there, because he is Showtime. You know what I mean? He's Showtime. He can pass. There ain't a lot of guards that can pass.
Yeah, I think when it comes to all these young players, right? I think the reason why we love Ant is because we've seen something like it before. It feels very Jordan-esque, right? But the guys that I'm really excited about is the LaMelos, is the Wembys, because they're so unique. Like, they play in a way that, like you said, 7'5".
They 2K players, man.
Yeah, it's like
They
somebody.
in the park. They outside in the park.
You just OD'd on all the attributes. It's just like, let's just see what happens. Let's just see if we just make a 7'5" dude who can handle the ball, shoot three.
That's what they want, though.
I want to get into it.
Want.
I can't get into it yet.
Wemby? Still don't see it yet.
I know it's good. I just don't like it.
It don't feel right to
it's
you.
good.
Yeah.
I know it's good. I know.
What part? Like what is it?
Get your ass in the post?
Yeah, and it is also just like it's probably how people felt when Dr. J first got in the league, or like it's just a tall nigga being tall. It's just like, yo, you.
But there's nothing funnier than watching NBA players scared to take layup.
Yeah.
I've never seen like 3 of them on the same possession.
Completely altering that.
Yeah.
I've never seen this with NBA players.
They should have.
It's completely
They should have
alternate.
low-key gave him Defensive Player of the Year his rookie year, because numbers be numbers. You can't put a stat on a dude having a wide open layup and be like, I'm taking the baseline. I'm gonna drill it back. Like, just his mere presence.
Wemby the real
Changes
deal,
the-
man.
Yeah, nah, he's great. I'm just like, well, I mean, Wilt Chamberlain, like how people would talk about Wilt Chamberlain when he came in the league.
We don't see those people often.
Yeah, just like it's like you're gonna do what you want.
Magical though. I can't wait to see how it grows. Sam, your Celtics look promising this year, as much as it hurts my Nick heart to say it, and they probably might make the finals again. They're the odds-on favorites. But if everything remains the same health-wise, shout out to season 1 against Jason Tatum. But in addition to them cooking on the court, for this portion of the 7 PMs, we want to highlight arguably the most interesting man in the NBA with the Built Different Award. And this person...
What, physically or what?
In many ways, he's built
okay.
different. I don't think it's physically. But this person is none other than Celtics head coach
Mindset.
Joe Mazzulla.
The
As a
mindset.
Celtics fan here, lead us off, man. Talk to us about your favorite moment, your favorite quote, your favorite iteration of Joe just being Joe.
One, I have a love-hate relationship with Mazzulla. I'm not the biggest, like, yeah, he's the guy. He gets on my nerves a lot. But I think I've grown to just accept that he's weird.
Yeah.
And like he has his own way about him.
Strange guy.
He's just a strange dude, man. But it works. You know what I'm saying? When it doesn't work, it doesn't. But when it works, it does.
Mm-hmm.
I think the most interesting thing that was interesting to me was that he's using the patterns of killer whales killing to build their, what do you say? I think Jim said their offense or their defense.
Yeah, something like that.
Something like that. And I thought that was, it's like whatever weird stuff that he's bringing into the locker room to like implement this Celtics defense and offense, it seems to be working. But also sometimes I'm like, oh, this autistic ass nigga, bro. Like, come on, bro. Like,
It's the elephant in the room. It's right there.
sometimes I'm like, bro.
I'm looking at the checklist. I'm like,
He can lock in. You know what I'm saying?
you need something to focus
But it
on.
works.
Just
Like I'm
focus on
saying,
something.
it super works. But sometimes I'm like, bro, like,
When they were like, they asked him something. They were like, oh, what do you think about the flopping rules? And it's like, we should all just be able to fight. We should
That's what I was like. I love this weirdo.
yeah, it's weird.
Like, when he's talking about let's just get out there and fight, and he can't understand why it's obvious we cannot do that. But I agree, right? He had that one. There was another one that he had where I was just like, I can't believe that like you really think these things out loud and say them. And he's just like,
no
he
filter.
has the type of quotes that if I saw them without seeing him say it, I would think he's joking. I would think
no, it was the one about pressure, right? Where basically it's like, yo, we're not going to die. Like, we're not going to get killed if we don't score any. And he wasn't exaggerating. He was literally like, yeah, no, we're not going to die. Therefore, what's the big deal?
He said something else when he was like, oh, what do you think about, predicting the season? He was like, oh, we're all going to die someday. So I was like, I'm not even thinking about it.
And that's what he really means. Like, that's what he really means. He did there was the religious answer. They asked him something and he was like, if God doesn't care, I don't care. Something weird. It was just like,
Here we go. We're
It's Aristotle, man.
We're either going
Confucius,
to win
man.
or we're not. In 40 years from now, none of you are invited to my funeral, and that's it. How you know I'm not invited already?
yeah.
Yo, he practiced study stoicism or some shit. Like that's too like
You just can't believe he's really like that.
Like, that's some real stoic shit to do, like to say, like responses that you give when somebody asks you some shit like that. Like,
You see much one of them things.
we should just fight. Like, we all gonna die one day. So Mike Tyson shit, like, that's real. Listen, man, we gonna die.
And honestly, it's got to be connecting. I mean, the
think
Celtics,
so, man.
they go out there and they play hard for him. Even
But
the 12th dude.
so on the flip side of that, you have people or coaches that does the same thing, but it doesn't come off the right way.
Doesn't come off genuine.
The delivery is not as genuine as Joe. So we might laugh at Joe, even as a player on his team, might be like, man, coach funny as shit, man.
Well,
but
Joe
you
can
understanding what the fuck he's saying.
Joe can fight. He
Like,
doing his
you
MMA.
comprehending what he's saying. There's other coaches that may be saying the same thing, but it's like it's not believable coming from those
Right.
guys.
What I think is funny, when Brad left to the front office and they handed over to Ime, quietly we all kind of said the same thing, that the roster perhaps needed someone a little more similar to them in personality than Brad Stevens was. And so, they brought in Ime, somebody who could speak their language, right?
Get the brothers down
Right,
there.
right. And for that year, we were like, yo, Ime was the one who really figured out how to get to it, the bottom line. Then they brought this weird dude in here, and they won the championship. And I know he don't speak their language, because nobody speak his language.
Nah.
Speaking of his language, we got some Joe Mazzulla greatest hits over here that boy P put up. Quote, the biggest thing that we rob people of from an entertainment standpoint is you can't fight anymore. I wish we bring back fighting.
I love it, Joe.
It's your reminder that he from around Boston. He from Rhode Island, but y'all are fighting people.
He's from Rhode Island.
Yeah, you got to fight up there.
Y'all, that's what y'all, for fun. That's what y'all do.
We got another classic. Quote, I'm always up to get knocked out.
That's the little man syndrome right there. That's little man syndrome
honest,
right
Kendrick.
there. He don't
He honest,
worry.
Jay
He don't give a fuck.
Spoken as someone who's gotten knocked out before. You gotta have that little thing in you, that little man
Paul on the
syndrome.
left. Yeah, go ahead.
Hey, yo.
Yeah.
Bo already said this one, but quote, we're either gonna win or we're not. 40 years from now, none of you are invited to my funeral, and that's it.
We might get cool. Like, he's just saying right now, fuck all y'all.
That's a
I
fact.
don't think he's gonna get cool with none of them. Not anyone that was in that room.
No, nobody. How many of them have his phone number?
Like none of them.
None of them. But I don't know. There's something about those, like, Joe Mazzulla would only work in New England. There's something about New England and they coaches, like, there's just like the Belichick about it.
Very stoic.
All about stoic.
He belongs
very
to us
stoic.
for sure.
Yeah.
Like, I had to learn to love him that way. Like, because I used to just be like, no to this, no to this, no. Like, I was adamant, get him the fuck out the city, especially early on. I'm like, this dude won't call a timeout. He's wild.
Yeah, y'all was real down on him.
Bro, he's wild because he's wild. He's still wild. Sometimes he still won't call a time. He just do. He's all autistic nigga, bro. Fuck that. That nigga belong to us. I rock with him now. He's you know what I'm saying? I'm gonna stand beside him, bro.
I'm gonna stand beside him.
I'm gonna stand beside him.
I've been wondering for a year and a half, like, figuring delicate ways to talk about this. But then you talk to a comedian and they be like, how about I just say the thing? Well, I got to lose.
She can say
I was
it.
like,
She can say it. She can say it. She can say it. She's safe for this. She's safe for this. She's safe for this over there.
Let's highlight some of the hottest, sizzling performances in sports and culture. And I mean, there's really no other place to start. 2024 was the year of Kendrick. I mean, in so many ways. And maybe the way the Super Bowl is setting up, 2025 might also be the year of Kendrick. But obviously, this year, the Drake and Kendrick beef, the great rap war of 2024, took place. And of course, there was a winner. And Kendrick has continued to win all year long. Every couple of years, it feels like a rapper just has a stronghold on the game, right? Like there was that mixtape Wheezy run where he was just untouchable, unstoppable.
Jeezy.
We know when 50 first came in, he kicked the doors down and he was just untouchable,
Jeezy.
unstoppable. Jeezy after Trapper died.
Lil Baby.
Baby. Drake when he first came in, like everybody has their moment where it's like, this is the number one guy. And this year, it was definitely Kendrick. So let's talk about it, man. Like it's been a hell of a year for him. And between Euphoria, Not Like Us, the GNX dropping.
Hold on, the underrated 616 in LA. It's easy to forget about that one because it didn't make the streamers.
Okay.
That was the one where he told them, I got people in your house.
Yeah.
That was the one to make him paranoid.
Yeah. The whole beef, I mean, to me, I thought it was the greatest rap beef of all time.
What made it the greatest for you?
The internet.
Okay.
I truly believe the internet, like the speed of which the records was coming out,
Yeah.
like Drake doing like the taunting, and it's easy to forget now. Push-ups came out. I'm like, damn, he on his neck. He on Metro neck. You talking about, he wearing the size 7 men's on and doing all this joint. Had the, we didn't know what was true, what was not. The things he was saying, and Drake's track record outside of Pusha T was pretty solid. So it was like, all right, this is gonna get crazy. And then the misstep of all missteps, man. Like you talk about 616. I still listen to that. What was it? The harp, not harp part 6.
No, the AI, the tailor-made joint. The tailor-made joint.
Tailor-made. Oh my God. Like when they do like war documentaries and they're like great missteps in war history, like, all that shit. Like they're going to play tailor-made and the AI pop was Kendrick, we need you. And my savior. And I was like,
tailor-made was the misstep, but we don't give Kendrick enough for the best chess play of. Family Matters was good, right? Drake still misunderstood and didn't get, you need to worry about Rick Ross and all these other cats some other time, man. She with Rocky now. That's over. You need to leave that alone.
Yeah.
But he put it out and it was good and it had a video, and 30 minutes later, Meet the Grams dropped. And it wiped it completely off the page. Like, that was the greatest move. It was clear he knew somebody over there, because as soon as that dropped, he dropped the next one, and then the next day dropped Not Like Us. And it was over. He knocked him out.
It was...
He had it loaded.
It's ready.
Yeah.
Loaded.
Yeah.
He's been ready for years. He's hated this man for years.
So long.
Yeah.
So long.
He beat him to the club.
Yeah.
That was the one that
club.
was surprising for me, because I always thought like, all right, whoever's gonna have the hit record out the two is probably gonna be the one who ends up
But he beat him to the club.
winning this. And Kendrick drops the club record.
And I did not expect that.
Yeah,
I don't
that's
think
what I'm
anybody
saying.
expected
Kendrick
that.
beat him to the club.
That's crazy.
That's usually Drake move.
It got to the club that night.
That night.
He put that out. I would say Not Like Us came out around like 8, 9 o'clock.
Yeah.
Somewhere in there, PM on the East Coast. It was in the clubs that night.
Right.
And people knew the words of it at the club
Because
that night.
it was such an easy record to sing along to, bro.
It was a bop.
All of the knife in the chest moments was like A minor. Like it is call and response on the words.
But everybody was paying attention to just They Not Like Us. Like that, the chorus, that part, like the hook, like.
Well, and then that Atlanta
And
verse.
then once you really start dying, like, damn, he said this, hold up. He said this, oh, hold up. What the fuck? Hold up.
The brilliance of that song is because the first 2 records is a typical diss record bop, right? And then he saved the last verse for like, all right, everybody listen up. When we was hauling chains,
Like, be out here calling
call
us
Lil Baby
slay.
for this, 2 chains for this. He took, we was talking about this before the show, the biggest thing that Kendrick took from Drake was the cool factor from him.
Yeah.
He cut him off from credibility.
Yeah.
He cut him off from everybody, because everybody made him credible.
Yeah.
His associations made him credible. And he made it like, you can stand with him if you a sucker. I mean, I'm not a sucker.
Exactly.
Are you a sucker?
He made you choosing the Lions, though. That's what happened.
Yeah.
I equate it to like Emperor's New Clothes. It's like Drake been walking around naked, and we all been like, he got a fly ass outfit on, and Kendrick came like, that nigga's naked.
That's fact.
Everybody, stop it. Cut it out.
Yo, and you talk about him forcing people to claim allegiances. That's what he did to DeMar DeRozan.
Yeah, like
LeBron James, the Hoopers had to pick a side.
that was part of the taking the cool away, right? Like Drake was always the dude at all the NBA joints. Everybody's coming to dap him courtside. That pop out concert happens,
Bro, that pop-up concert is, to me, that was one of the biggest blows of the whole battle. I never seen someone throw a fuck you party with all your friends.
That was a cultural
That was a
shift.
fuck you party, and all his friends
That was a
came.
cultural shakeup right there. Like that made you, that concert,
What?
that show made you, what side you on?
Yeah.
Like, fuck, let's get to it. Like, what side you on?
Hold on,
Right?
all your friends and people in like the gang you not in. Like it was your
Yeah.
enemies too.
Yeah.
They brokered peace
Yeah.
over Drake's dead body.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
What
you imagine
made
if that
it
was
tough,
about you?
right? What made it tough?
Drake should have grabbed one of them niggas while he was getting, you know what I mean? Grab one of them niggas that's around, and you know what I'm saying? And like, nigga, like, you know what I mean? This right here is this is a bigger move. I gotta really figure this shit out. Like, you catching me right now. Boom, get that off. But I gotta choke one of these other niggas out. I think that's trying to do that. That's the first thing they tell you as your family, your uncle sit you down, nigga. If you getting jumped, nigga, grab one.
But didn't they shoot?
He said 20v1, nigga. He knew it.
But didn't somebody shoot up The Weeknd's house?
Yeah.
We forgot about that. The Canadians was beefing.
The Weeknd is easy because he in Toronto and all that. You can get to the Weeknd.
Yeah.
You gotta grab one of these US niggas. You get what I'm saying? I ain't saying that it would have worked, but I'm just saying like because
we play Monday morning quarterback now.
They put my son in a fucked up situation right there. And they made real people in the industry, and this is the fucked up part. They made real people in the industry choose. Because now if you fuck with Drake, you look like a sucker, and you know what I mean? There's only certain niggas that can go out there and fuck with Drake.
Right.
Or you see a lot of niggas just falling back and not saying anything.
Right.
Those are niggas that's fucking with Drake. You get what I'm saying? But they don't want to get caught in that crossfire. Kendrick still has ammo.
Yeah.
He ain't done yet. He going to Grammy. He going to Super Bowl. He's not. He going on tour right after that.
They doing 2 shows in Toronto at the stadium.
So what I'm saying is Drake should have grabbed one of them niggas. That's all I'm saying, and I don't give a fuck. Don't let up on one of these niggas.
You should still be putting out songs about Rick Ross. Says he's like right now.
So, all right, so you would have rather him. All right. So he has 2 choices. Put hands on somebody.
Not even hands. I'm just saying in conceptually, like right. You know what I mean? Like, not even hands. Just metaphorically, like you gotta
yoke someone up.
Right.
Metaphorically yoke someone up.
Yes.
Or the path he chose, the lawsuit.
Nah, fuck the lawsuit. Because you let if that's really because that's a different business play. You know what I'm saying? So you let the people behind the scenes handle that.
Right.
Kendrick maybe got a hold of that, and you don't know how that game is being played because that's high level shit.
For sure.
Only thing I've said is all of these niggas was shooting shots. Maybe rightfully so. That's not for me to judge.
Mm-hmm.
Drake, grab one of these niggas. Any one of them niggas like that you could go whip their ass. Because if you grab the wrong nigga, then it's over. Right? So that was the thing you had to figure out who was the right nigga to grab. But with that being said, you're supposed to grab somebody. I'd have kept my foot on the Weeknd. That's the Weeknd. Keep it on his neck. Paul's you gotta put the pressure on somebody.
Yeah.
I wouldn't let up on one of them.
If I'm playing Monday morning quarterback, I think what you said meant a lot, right? Like he was shooting at too many people when it was happening. He was going at Rocky. He was going at Ross.
He just wanted to see who was.
He had a little something for Future.
Who had ammo
for everybody. And Kendrick was like, nah, fuck you.
And everybody else is like, nah, Kenny got it.
Yeah.
Exactly.
This is what I'm saying. So now you want me to catch a head up fade after y'all just 20v1 me. Nah, nigga. Y'all all gonna get it. Somebody gotta get it right now. Like somebody, I'm on their neck.
You know how I knew Drake was like really hurt? The day after the fuck you party, right?
Yeah.
He posted on Instagram and it was just a picture of him and KD like chilling in his yard.
Hey, shout out to
KD.
That's a real friend though. That's a real friend.
That's the real homie. But it was
for.
very clear that Drake was like,
nah,
this is my only friend.
I was in such a difficult position trying to figure out if this made me respect Kevin Durant or lose respect for Kevin Durant. And somehow I landed on full-on respect.
Yeah,
he really decided, like...
Whole world's going against my boy. Nah, I'm going
to stand with him.
But it was the fact that Drake needed to post it. Yes. It was the fact he needed to post it. Like, I got friends. You know what I mean? It was like, all right, bro.
He probably was like, man, post that shit, man. Like, you know what I'm saying? Knowing him, he probably like, man, post somebody give a fuck about. Because at the end of the day, like me personally, I don't have no seat in the race. You get what I'm saying? So if I'm cool with you, like, if I can do what I do to bring this together, if it's out of my hands, I can't do nothing about that.
That's the thing, though. A lot of
but there's no need for me to say shit. You know what I mean?
It's this dude that I work with that was explaining to me about how he couldn't turn his back on Drake right now. Like Drake needed him more than ever, and I'm like, so what?
Nah, that's real.
Drake needs me more than ever.
Drake, man, you gonna be all right, champ. I'm telling you, champ, you gonna be all right.
Yo, LL Cool J told him that, and then it got worse.
Let Kendrick do his thing. You feel me? Let Kendrick do his thing. Let him ride out. Kendrick is on it right now, champ. Right. So we gotta let him. Boom. But you still doing your thing behind the scenes. We all know that. And you bubbling right now, quietly. When it's your time, you gonna have your time, champ. You know what I mean? Like right now, we took a L. This is what happens in culture. You know what I mean? Now we get to work and we come back.
People keep saying
We
Drake gonna be
strategize.
all right, and I'm like, is he?
We got to
He gonna be
strategize.
all right.
I
Drake
see
gotta
no evidence to
strategize, man.
indicate rightness.
He got the OVO collab with NFL for Super Bowl.
I think money-wise, he will always be fine. I don't think he gonna MC Hammer himself.
I ain't
think he'll
talking about
always
money.
be good.
Nigga ain't losing on. He ain't
But-
losing sleep over no money.
No, of course not. But I just mean in the way he was in, he can't be put in GOAT conversations no more.
Because
I
he's
just don't
lost
think
a
he
battle.
can.
Well, if you
It's
ever
the way he lost it. You can lose a battle.
If you ever put him in a GOAT conversation, that's your fault.
People did.
And we shouldn't blame Drake for that.
Hey,
it's
man.
not his fault that people said such stupid things. You know what I mean? Like, we can't blame
It can't
him.
be that stupid, man. Like, listen, I know
That was a ridiculous
It's very
idea.
easy to be anti-Drake in 2024.
Greatest of all time was a preposterous idea.
There are very few
Why would he
rappers.
be, though, considered one of the greatest
There
of
are
all time?
very few
Yeah,
rappers
right.
He
who
is
have had.
maybe the most commercially successful rapper, but we cannot allow that to be a substitute for being
LL
the
was
greatest
that too,
rapper.
and we love LL.
But LL, see, to me though, LL was a whole different sort of animal though. Like LL, there's a street edge element that LL could provide that
Agree,
Drake couldn't
agree,
give.
agree,
You know what I mean?
agree. You have a point,
I
yes.
think Drake sold a lot of records and stayed popular for a really long time. But like he's not like Jay-Z. He's not a better rapper than Jay-Z, and I don't think Jay-Z is the greatest rapper of all time.
But I'll tell you this though, Drake will have a hit record, he'll have a lady record, but then he'll put out like a 6 p.m. in New York.
Drake is
He'll
really
put out-
nice though,
he'll
man.
put out
That
joints
nigga
where
Yeah,
you're like,
I
no,
think
he
he's
really
really
rap.
nice.
That nigga's
No.
talented, bro.
He's all time. Like I'm not saying he can't rap. I'm
Like
not
if
saying
you tell
he's
the
not.
story of hip hop, like Drake's gonna
He's
have a
up there.
chapter.
He's the dude for the
Yeah.
last 10 years or so. I'm
Yeah.
saying that to
1,000%.
put him above everybody else was a place. Like, look, I can't put Kendrick over Cube. I just don't think he's a better rapper than Cube. You can show me a resume, but I don't do this
Old
based
nigga
on
shit.
resume.
Okay.
You know what I
Old
mean?
nigga
Like,
shit right
I tell you this, you go
angry
play
vets,
straight
man.
out of Compton and go play Death Certificate and tell me
No, that's a fact.
that dude ain't that dude.
Oh, Cube was that
Understood.
guy. Cube was that guy.
There's a whole generation of people, the way you look at Cube are gonna look at Kendrick.
So, I
And
don't
the
blame him.
a big reason why Kendrick won this beef is because taking away the culture part of it, he made Drake look like he didn't have a home base. It was like, dude, you take from Atlanta, you take from New York, you take from Texas, you take from what does Toronto sound? If I ask you what does a Toronto artist sound like, I wouldn't be able to tell you.
I feel like I can give you an
Kendrick
answer, but
said,
it wouldn't be
I'm
Drake.
the West, I'm LA, I'm Cali, and fuck you if you ain't with
Yep.
it. We playing this West Coast shit.
What's
And
the
everybody
Toronto
was like, cool.
sound? that you-
No, but it's a lot more Caribbean. Like it's like Carmelo,
It
like
is, yeah.
Fish Island, and those sorts of
Yeah,
cats.
it's a fusion.
Yeah, like they have a sound. It's not
Yeah.
Drake's sound.
It's not Drake
Yeah.
sound. That's the
They
thing.
Lost Boys and Vibes Cartel, like
Yeah.
blended together out
Yeah.
there. You know what I mean?
But you can make the argument Drake is the Toronto sound. And Kendrick was like, you're a culture vulture. Like, you don't really have a sound. You don't really have.
From a strategy standpoint, you can't, and like you ain't see no strategy executed like this in a long time.
Nah.
Like super high level, super professional. Like it's professional, it's street, it's everything between.
Even
like this
every
has been
layer.
executed every layer, and it's like it's tasteful. Like you know, what I mean? It's classy. It's like elevated.
and it means
Like it's
something.
people that is walking around at parties with tuxedos and fashion parties, and you know, it's they playing that, they
Yeah.
dancing to that, they vibing. They don't even, some of them don't even know what the fuck Kendrick is saying in there, but they know they not like us. And that right there is the new "We in the Club" by 50 Cent. Like that, we gonna hear that forever and ever and
We're gonna
ever.
play that like
No
what
matter
day it
what,
is,
though.
bro.
No matter what.
But what I loved it, and maybe again, it made me seem like an old dude, was people talk so much about like the idea or the notion of the culture. But if you start asking people to really define and say what it is, it's going to get real kind of specious,
Absolutely.
right? Like it's just a term that people use. Kendrick fundamentally said, I don't like what this man stands for. Like I'm a UGK Pimp C sort of dude, right?
Yeah.
What do you stand for? He said-
Individually,
right. He's like,
right.
what this man stands for and represent is something that I reject and rebuke. And at some point, we got to stand for something. I stand for this. I stand for where I'm from. I stand for community. I stand for this music. I stand for black culture. I stand for all of these things. This dude don't stand for nothing. Toss him out. And I'm here for that kind of message.
I hate the way that you walk,
Yes,
the way that you talk,
the way that you dress.
Crazy.
And when people would say, "Oh, he's doing the DMX," I'm like, "No, I think he hates the way that he talks, the way that he talks."
But
the way that he
it was a sub. It
Yeah.
was an ill sub because it's like DMX said that about Drake, and you know Drake never forgot that.
Yes. Yes.
So as soon as he heard it, he knew exactly where it came from. It's like someone already said what you are.
yes.
Yeah. It goes back to you can't shoot at everybody.
I'm gonna throw
Like,
this up
grab
to
one
the
of them
table.
niggas, man.
I'm gonna throw it to the table, man.
Grab one.
What I know this was a Kendrick year, but what does Drake do to ever save face.
Too late.
Only thing,
It's too late.
You got to go back to
it's
singing.
time. What the time heals everything.
Mm.
And you got to be willing to be patient.
But how much time he got left? Like,
He
can
got,
you?
he got a lot of time left. Because Drake operates at a different level. You know what I'm saying? So Drake could go overseas and say, fuck all of this, like, and just go on the fucking 20 country tour over there, some shit like that. It don't matter to him. But I'm saying culturally, because it matters to us culturally.
And it matters to him too.
For sure, because this is culture. And he's part of the culture.
He's
Like,
part of
whether
it.
we want to say that or not, he is. He has to let this subside and come back with an approach and a strategy that allows him to just be at peace and just free to do what he want to do and not have to worry about what Kendrick, because Kendrick's already moved on. He already said he's going up the ladder. You know what I mean? He climbing up the ranks. Like, so
Right.
it ain't no more about, you know what I mean? It ain't Drake no more.
But you talked about the books about war. Was there a part in The Art of the War where they told you to sue people?
No.
That's the biggest error that anybody made. He called the police. And I know he didn't call the real
I'm
police,
trying to popcorn
but he
this.
called the police.
Right,
And
right.
even white people
Was
was
it
like,
him? Did he do it though?
do we
He
all
should
agree?
come out and say, I didn't. This is what happened. Like,
Do we all agree that that was a decision made with no black people in the room?
so if we talking about art of war, and we talking about art of war, to me, that's a part of the strategy right there.
Mm.
You get what I'm saying? Drake sued. Like, that's a part of the next play. Not saying from Kendrick, but whoever. Now you talking about bigger than Kendrick.
Yeah, his whole
These are the people
thing.
who sit up top. These are the 1% who's making these decisions.
His whole thing is like these record labels have been not just getting us for our money, but they're implementing certain things that, even though I benefit from it, like has turned this entire industry on his ear.
So he the hero now.
I know.
I
I,
think
just
that's
hate that
a
everyone's
strategy.
trying to act like he's the Prince of Egypt right now.
think that's a
coming back
strategy,
to like free the people.
What?
Where these
What do you
chains,
do after you
yeah, it's
get?
like,
What do you do after you get
cut it
smacked
out.
that many times in public?
You gotta fall back, man.
Like you got to.
You ever heard of a dude named Mo Jizzle?
Yes.
Me and Miro were talking about this. Sometimes you just got to shut up and act like this ain't happening. Right? And sometimes you got to do it for years.
Yeah.
For years, people are going to bring it to you, and you just got to start talking about something else.
Hey man, Ja Rule gets a lot of love right now. Right? Like for a while, he was not easy to stand next to, but you know everybody's forgiven.
And he had nothing. Ja Rule had nothing to actually be ashamed of.
No.
Yeah.
Drake has everything to be ashamed of.
And that was a new low, I thought, for Drake when Ja Rule dropped that song and said his name in it, like, don't worry about it, Aubrey. I was like, that's not the association he wants right now. This is crazy, bro.
Everybody getting their flowers down. though, you know what I'm
all-time
saying?
loser.
All the hoes get our flowers, man.
Welcome back to 7 p.m. in Brooklyn. Now, Melo, you mentioned an award earlier, the White Hat Award. And for this next one, let's tweak things a bit and introduce the Connect Award for the best collaboration in either sports, music, film, or pop culture. Melo, who you got?
Damn. I'm going to say that the Knicks Kith collab is crazy.
Ooh.
Okay.
Yeah.
Like, that's like culturally, you know, like the Knicks Kith is fire.
I love being a Knicks fan because it feels like, and I'm not just saying this because I'm a homer, the merch that the Knicks get,
Yeah,
the
I just think
collabs they
it's
get,
the
like
best of all worlds.
I'd wear it if I wasn't a Knicks fan. Like it just looks like some cool New York stuff.
Yeah,
to
I
wear.
just think culturally for me, like being in it, it's like that was a very dope thing. You know what I mean?
Fire. That was fire.
NFL and Jay-Z.
Okay.
Like that's, you know, we talk about culture, like that's culture right there. So those would be my two right now, NFL and Jay-Z and the Knicks Kith.
I'm gonna cheat a little bit. Might open up some bad memories. My favorite collaboration is three people watching Steph, KD, Bron at the Olympics in those last two semifinal games.
That's dope.
I swear for those 2 hours of those two games, I never felt more proud to be an American. I never felt more united as a country. I was like, but at least as we watching this game, like we are one.
For 4 days, we was America.
We was as united as I think we've ever been as a people when Steph, KD, and Bron was sending the world to hell.
It's the only time I can think of, and I'm not even being hyperbolic. And you've been an NBA player and a Team USA guy many times. America don't really root for Team USA basketball like they root for gymnastics or like they root for soccer.
Yeah,
that was the first time I'd ever seen it to where it felt like America was treating them like they were American heroes.
Yeah,
right? The most successful program in athletics that this country has ever produced is men's and women's basketball. And I never seen them, other than the Dream Team, because that was, that just wasn't even fair.
For sure.
But this, every time you lose, you go look at those years when they rebuild Team USA, lose a game by 3 points, lose a couple games by 5 points, and now we got to change the whole goddamn thing. This is the first time I'd ever seen them, like America, be like, we are behind y'all.
For sure. I think not only that, man, like, I think it was a combination of like, we might not ever see this again. We might not see it at the All-Star game. We might not see it.
Oh, we clearly will.
We clearly won't see it at the All-Star game. We clearly won't see it at the Olympics. But
we will see it at the All-Star game.
On top of that, I mean, Melo, we had a great episode talking about that. You was right there center stage. It wasn't given. It wasn't just like, they're just gonna roll through all these other teams like they usually do. I think the drama of going up against other great NBA players that we all know that were also doing very well, and they had to like grind out wins. It made, that level of like anxiety of like, damn, are they really going to go home with the silver? They can't go home with the silver.
That man from Serbia almost beat them by himself.
Almost did it.
He just, if he doesn't get that fourth foul, we're having an entirely different discussion about this whole thing.
Listen, on top of that, we're having an entirely different discussion if Steph Curry doesn't have two of the most insane, just
crazy,
soul-snatching threes in the history of basketball, dog. Like, I'm talking about, bruh.
It was so elevated, though. Like, I think people that was here in America watching it on TV didn't understand, like, the energy that was behind it and the energy that was behind every country. I'm talking from a basketball standpoint.
Right.
The energy that was behind Serbia over there and the energy that was behind France and like these teams, these countries was really out there. Like really like real soccer, you know what I mean? And we over there, it's just us. Like at the end of the day, it was only just us over there. It was a small group of us over there representing America. I mean, we had other athletes and family, but it was like when it came to basketball, like it was all about just these people right here. And that's why the energy felt like that. But we don't understand, we can't understand the feeling that it gave those guys, that it gave me as a fan. But now playing and coming in the game and being crunch time and everybody's chanting against you and, like it's the first time people root against the U.S. Like from a basketball standpoint on the world stages, they really believe that U.S. is going to lose. And it's like life or death in situations like for certain countries. You know what I mean? And like these players, like Wemby and them really thought that they was going to bring home the gold. Yeah, man. Like Serbia really thought that they was bringing home the gold. And U.S. had to take it to...
They had to get it.
That level of greatness. They had to dig deep in that level of greatness.
I think that was the best part about it is, right? Like, I feel like watching that game, you could tell when they were just like, all right, yes, we can have strategy. Yes, we can have this. Like, Braun, you got to go do some Braun stuff.
It comes down to greatness.
KD, you got to go do some KD stuff.
It comes down to do what you do best.
Or else we are losing.
What you do best.
And by the way, out of guys that can't just dial it up on command like they used to. Like it wasn't a guarantee that you could get the LeBron, the versions of those dudes.
Yeah, that's why I said they had to dig into a level that they didn't want to dig into in July and in August. Like that's not, you don't want to dig that deep in the tank to get ready for a game. Like you don't want to do that. That's usually May. You know what I mean? If you're playing down the line.
And I think that's why so many Americans were so happy to see it because like they were playing hard. Like you could see that they were like, yo, they really want this. And that tank that you talked about what they had to go into, we've all seen it before, but we've never seen it as a collective with USA on the chest. It hit different. I got emotional watching some of that guy. I was like, yo, my God. Like this, like my basketball, my basketball watching life. I'm like watching possibly a chapter close on it right now. So like seeing that happen, I was like, man, that was...
You're going to cry, man.
I'm about to...
You're going to cry in a couple years, man.
I'll say that documentary.
When they close that door, 1,000%. 1,000%.
When you see what's about to happen with this story that's about to be told about that moment.
Gonna cry.
See, I feel like me and Sam probably had the same collabo moment, but it kind of falls short in the Olympic team. That was Tatum and Brown. I had to give it to Tatum and Brown. We didn't think the boys could do it. Like all these years and all this time they had year after year after year to try to win them a championship, and they did it finally. Like I look at them as kind of the EPMD of basketball in the sense that I was not sure either of them could be a number one, but it didn't matter. Put the two of them together,
right?
And they not just win a championship, walked to a championship.
It was
They did it in high fashion.
steamrolled through them playoffs, man. And so I can see why Boston.
So shout out to Boston. I don't do that very much.
I shout out to Boston, man. You know what I mean? They really deserve
it. They might mess around and get another one. The way this is going.
It's first
I gotta go speak on it.
25 games, man. We're 25 games right now.
Yeah,
you know
we gotta wait till after the All-Star.
Emirates Cup, man.
You're right. Melo, like you just mentioned, we saw you often this summer, whether it was at the Olympics in Paris or at the WNBA Finals. And Sam, we mentioned earlier that the entire summer you were on tour. Bo, on your show, The Right Time, you have a segment called Concert Diaries. So with that said, we got to give out the You Had to Be There award. It's a personal event experience that was the highlight of your 2024. Since you have Concert Diaries, I want to start with you, Bo.
All right, so I did get to go to some dope concerts. I went to the Addison Park Hollywood Bowl Malibu show.
Nice.
That was incredible. I got to see Stevie at Madison Square Garden this year. Saw a few people, but honestly, the dopest thing I did this year, I went to Iceland on President's Day weekend because it's only like a 5-hour flight from New York to Iceland, and I got to go snowmobiling on a glacier.
That's fire.
That was nuts.
That's fire.
That was nuts.
How clear was the water?
Man, it was just, the way it went, it wasn't like water. It was like up a mountain, like you get up there and then you get to the glacier.
Yeah.
Problem is this, fell off that snowmobile and my arm been messed up for 10 straight months.
Damn.
I just gotten it healed and I went down to Atlanta to do something for Turner and I dapped up Brendan Haywood and my shit been messed up ever since. That big joke. Knocked my arm back out of the socket. But it felt like I was on top of the world.
Okay.
But Stevie was cool, but the top of the world,
That's fire.
that was what was up.
You can't be falling though, bro. You too old to fall, bro.
No, I didn't realize it until I did.
I don't fuck around with falling no more, bro. That's a right. I'm not falling, dog. I walk slow downstairs. I don't fuck around with falling.
There's no guarantee you getting back up.
No, bro. It's just you get down for too long, bro. You fall.
I had to tumble because I didn't want the snowmobile to fall on top of me, and so I landed like right this. It was a whole art because my whole goal in life is not to get injured ever again.
You go to Dolo? Like you just went? I heard Iceland is beautiful
It's
over there.
dope.
Yeah.
It's like Hawaii if Hawaii was cold.
Yeah, I want to go.
Hawaii was cold. Yeah,
Short flight.
Okay. How long's the flight?
5
Did you go to the Blue Lagoon?
Yeah, I stayed on the lagoon.
Yeah.
My hotel was on the lagoon.
Nice.
You smoke something on the Blue Lagoon?
Nah, they I couldn't tell their laws and how to figure out all of that, you know. I wouldn't try to stay in Iceland no longer than my playing time.
They won't keep your ass.
That is a dope site, though. You know what I mean? Just like relaxing.
I got a massage in the Blue Lagoon. They do like all the skin treatments and all that stuff. You can get in the lagoon. Like I saw it's like the 180-degree rainbows. That's why it's like Hawaii. Like all the scenery is like Hawaii. It's just cold.
I went to Tom Brady's Hall of Fame induction into
that's
Foxborough,
huge.
Gillette Stadium now, and like they had invited me out and stuff because of the roast, and Dope CJZ opened the show. It was great, man. Tom I cried. He gave a great speech. It was just really dope to see, it was all the players that were giving a speech about what it was to play with a player like him. That was like really moving to me. They had the O-line speak and the D-line speak, and like, it was just really cool to hear like how much they stepped up because of what he came in and did every day and how he performed every day and how dedicated he was and how much he was a part of just the identity of the team and getting everyone to want to achieve at such a high level. And then when he gave it all back to them and you could tell there was a real brotherhood there and like they went through some shit. It was just beautiful.
Of course.
You love all of my least favorite teams.
It's in New England, man.
Yeah,
Same.
I get it. What do you want me to do, bro?
No, it's nothing you can do about it. All my Boston friends is the same thing. And be like, oh, damn. Yeah. Oh, so you do like them. Okay.
Nothing you can do about it.
I thought we was all on the same team about this, but
it's so weird because whenever you're like a black like sports fan from New England, it's like everybody expects you not to like your own city shit. Like, you know they hate black people, don't you? And it's like, bro, like, what do you want from me, bro? Like,
but that's really, but it's exactly it. Like, I didn't realize, it's y'all's crib too.
It's my crib,
okay.
bro.
That's right.
Like, what are you talking about?
Oh, shit, man.
Oh, my God. Oh.
I started this when I was a little less visible, so it was just a little bit more fun and willy-nilly. But I believe that you could go through Stevie Wonder's musical catalog and read some of the lyrics that he has written, and he don't sound blind to me. He knows colors. He knows beauty. He has very distinct. There's a girl in a dream. There's a 4-eyed cartoon monster on the TV screen. Takes a puff and says, hey, man, it's a crazy scene. And red is green and she's a tangerine, but you can't see. Reconcile those ideas.
My popcorn on this one, man.
I'm just saying to reconcile those ideas with me. I don't, that sounds very visual.
Stevie very famously on this podcast, well, Melo said, Stevie said on this podcast that, hey, I love the way you play.
Saw that.
Also,
That's a fact. I mean, we laughing about that shit. That's Stevie Wonder say he liked the way he see me play.
That's the ultimate compliment.
Like, he fucked with me. Like, I can say, motherfucker, I inspired somebody like Stevie Wonder. The motherfucker say he liked to watch me play.
You know, I think though, just
Hell yeah, that Stevie for life. What?
you know we got some eyes out there. Come on, man.
Stevie played all the time on my vinyl record in the house. All day, every day. I just validated this shit. You know what I'm saying?
Did you see the clip of Ray Parker Jr. talked about the time that Stevie fought a dude in the bed?
I'm trying to say, man.
The dude in the bed got tired of Stevie's shit, and so they said to fight, and so he got blindfolded. Said Stevie whooped his ass. Said Stevie was dotting his ass.
See what I'm saying? Like, come on, man. His man be telling him what, yo, Melo right there just pulled up left. That's what his man be telling. I'm telling you.
he said just pulled up.
That's what he said. Yo, Melo just pulled up left. He going baseline. They say he listened to the radio. Like he listened to the commentary and he plays it out. Like, you know what I mean? However way they do it, he plays it out.
Well, just
That's
because
what he
you're
told
blind
us.
doesn't mean you don't have an imagination.
That's a very colorful imagination with the shit.
Yeah, he got an imagination. Like,
He's saying tangerine.
like, I don't think he can see like what's in front of him, but like he's seeing shit in his brain.
Yeah.
My
fuck the time.
homeboy sold Stevie 3 flat screen TVs once.
Like, is that a fact? Is that okay?
He's got to have other people come to his house. They can't see.
They gotta have TVs, though.
No, but they was top of the line, and you don't have to do that. You ain't watching them TVs. Like how all the stuff at my daddy's house that he don't drink is the cheap shit. You should have brought your own.
He got technology in the TVs that, you know what I mean?
That's a good point. I hadn't thought about that. You know what I'm saying? Everybody be like, if Stevie could see, his hair wouldn't look like that. But did y'all see Tom Bahali at the football game on Sunday banging on that drum? His shit looked just like Stevie.
Thanks.
He could see. He drove his ass home and back.
Golly.
And I want Stevie to be able to see, by the way. I feel like everybody that's like, nah, Stevie can't see. Why would you root for that? Why would you want Stevie to be blind? Well, because he lied to you? So what? Grow up.
Would it satisfy you if, like, on his deathbed, like, he's got like a few moments left?
Come on, man. Come on, man.
He just
I don't.
He's like, all right, I gotta.
Gotcha.
Look, he don't need to tell me nothing. I don't need Stevie to tell me nothing, man. I already know. What is known need not be said.
I'll take it, man.
No more gotcha fees from Stevie, man. Gotcha.
And
Come on, Stevie.
I would also note, by the way, and this happens with these cats like Stevie. I think it was kind of this with Ray Charles. But they be having bad women. And I just feel like if you can't see, why that even matter? Why you can't get to the heart of their
They
personality?
say Ray Charles was touched, though.
Yeah,
like,
but you should be the one super locked in on personality. Nope, you taking the bad ones from the rest of us. You can't even do that's greedy.
I don't like that you just want this blind man to have less just because he's blind. He can have bad bitches in a dope
I'm saying
TV.
that if
That's
he
Stevie
was
Wonder.
blind,
That is Stevie we
I'm
talking
saying
about now.
if he is blind, then he doesn't need that.
That
He
is
can
Stevie,
have it
man.
though.
So could we.
Right. Why, like, if I'm blind, I'm not just gonna fuck ugly bitches just cause.
That's Stevie Wonder. That's Ray
That don't make no
Charles.
sense.
It makes all the sense in the world. It don't even matter. Like, you ain't be able to get into a whole world that the rest of us can't even get tapped into because we so held back by our superficiality. But you can get to the depth and come across some balls.
His imagination is crazy.
You can make it whatever you want it to be. Why you need to get the real thing when your brain can...
No, I need the real thing if I'm Stevie. And imagination's gonna take me to a
That's
whole
what
other
I'm
place.
saying. I'm not
fuck,
starting
man.
at the bottom. If I'm Stevie.
Stevie, come holler at me, man. You know what I mean? I'll sit on the couch with it, Stevie. I know you got a single coming out. And
Like, I'm just thinking, like, as a woman, what do you do if you somewhere and the next thing you know, Stevie just look right at you and be like,
Hey, mama.
come here.
You gotta think that
Yeah,
the
you.
amount of knowledge and information that has Steve has learned
He's
over the
the
years.
life,
That shit is
man.
like so. It's so easy to him to navigate probably through life now that it is almost like he can see.
Yeah, he can't miss what
You know what I'm
never
saying?
had.
Like he probably just see everything that we see. We just in his mind.
Don't say you got like an imagination. He's got elite like blind nigga skill because he plays an
He got
instrument.
elite blind nigga skills. Is
Elite. He
crazy.
been doing this shit for a minute.
You can look this
He
up.
plays the piano,
yo.
I think
so he could hear crazy. Like his shit's so
He got
next
like
level.
X-Men, like
That's what I'm
elevated
saying,
senses
like,
type.
I
it's
think
just
they
high.
said he could drive too.
Yeah.
Elite blind
Come
nigga
on,
skills
man.
is great.
Google it. Somebody can Google
If he get
that.
pulled over, what happened?
He gonna say I can't see.
If he gets pulled over, he
You know
driving.
what he gonna do?
I'm
He
legally
gonna
blind.
he gonna pull out his certified California driver's license, and it's gonna say that he passed the test.
Hey man, ain't nobody failing Stevie Wonder on his driving
That's
test,
what I'm
bro.
saying.
This is
Like,
next
come on,
level.
bro. What you gonna do?
Ain't no
Hey,
way
bro.
Stevie got a license. Y'all crazy.
He probably killed the K-turn too. Just like
There's no way he got. There's no way he got a California driver's license. Like, there's no way.
I bet Stevie get anything.
My guy, Steve. Anyway,
I know here on 7 p.m. in Brooklyn, y'all have a nasty Jersey Hall of Fame. Are there any new inductees to the Hall of Fame this year?
I mean, Chris Paul and the Spurs definitely.
nah, that's hard. Spurs 3. That's a dope jersey right there.
No.
Spurs 3 is a dope jersey.
No, it doesn't feel right to
Because
me.
he fit
man.
that type of culture. You know what I mean? Like, it's
True, true.
the jersey goes, well, I'm trying. This is somebody else. That's
What's Klay Thompson wearing down there in Dallas?
that 31 is
Isn't it
down.
31?
That might be added to the list.
That's kind of crazy.
Klay Thompson. Dallas
Damn,
is
Klay.
nasty.
That's wild. That's wild.
Who else is there? Who's moving around?
Yeah, this is one of those years.
Yeah, ain't nobody. There's no
Nah,
movement.
Ain't really. No, it's crazy. It's probably because there's not a whole lot of vets in the league no more.
Well, I mean,
Get them
we'll
outta
see
here.
how this goes at the end of the year with some people, like
True.
Paul George Sixers. Might not go down.
It's getting,
Are you saying that's on the fence? That's on the fence for being a nasty jersey Hall of Fame?
I mean, if they go to the lottery,
got potential?
if they go to the lottery, it might be.
Oh, PG, I don't know, P.
Oh,
You
man.
know? Oh, no, the disclaimer is out.
They gotta write that ship in Philly, man. They gotta write that ship in Philly.
Who's out here wearing
It's
the
crazy over
2/3
there.
jersey,
I don't
number
think-
Was
67?
that Taj Gibson,
Ooh,
67?
Taj Gibson, my guy. Listen, Gowanus, nothing but love. Brooklyn, right around the corner. Taj, your Charlotte jersey, nasty. Nasty. That's the one.
That's the
Taj
one?
Gibson
Taj
goes into
Gibson,
the
Charlotte.
nasty jersey Hall of Fame. He got with him in 67. I know the number is meaningful, probably. You know what I'm saying? But nah.
I mean, that Aaron Rodgers 8 is getting up there, bro. That Aaron Rodgers 8 is getting up there, bro. Fanatics hit me. They was like, yo, we gotta get you a bunch of jerseys. Any jerseys you want? I'm like, damn.
Well, don't forget that Kirk Cousins 18. They was out here putting him in chains and shit and everything else till he went off and got sorry again.
surfing shit.
Yeah,
I was like,
man, they got. I ain't gonna say we because I don't root for them losers no more. But they got so excited that white man was throwing some touchdown passes and was being nice to them. He out here, we go walk in their trap and take over their trap. That's how you say it, right? Now they losing. They salty as hell. Gave their white friend too much country. I told you about that shit.
Oh, man, throwing the picks, bro. Damn. Nah, that Aaron Rodgers 8 is gonna live in infamy, bro. Especially if it's one season. It's yeah, bro. I don't see that joint getting rocked anywhere, bro.
Word.
Even when he first got there, it was like that first half a week. It was like, all right, it's the New Jersey, wear it, and it just slowly just dwindled,
So if it was in
bro.
blue, Aaron Rodgers 8 in the blue.
Which blue? Which blue we
There's only
talking about?
one other blue in New York.
Oh, Giants
Giants
blue?
Yeah. Would he still be a nasty jersey Hall of Fame if he's doing the same thing? No, nigga, no. You know, that'd be the fucking most fire jersey that's out
Dog,
there.
if he
Yeah.
took 4 snaps with the Giants, popped his Achilles, came back, stunk it up again,
Still gonna have the
defense
top selling
terrible,
jersey with the Giants.
I'm sure, but it just don't.
It's the Jets. It's the combination.
It's the combination.
It's the
I'm
combination.
a Jets fan, and just Jets
It's a
jerseys
combination.
just
It's a
never really.
combination of it all.
Yeah.
The
and
black
the podcast
joints?
stuff he be saying it's all not helping.
That's
When you
crazy.
get older, you just stop giving a fuck.
It's all not helping, bro.
Hey, y'all
It's
don't
all-
give a
it's
fuck
all
right now.
wild.
Y'all
Have you
don't give
seen
a
the
fuck.
trailer for the Netflix documentary?
Yeah,
And he's doing all the weird shit, right? Like laying on, like getting like acupuncture and stuff like that, and then like off in the woods, and they lay it down, and they putting shit all on his chest and everything. It would be really interesting if I hadn't stopped liking him. You know what I mean? Like I looked at it, I was like, wow, 2 years ago, this would have flew off the shelves.
Yeah, I don't think anybody's hyped to see that, dog, especially after this year. I could tell the play though, man. They was
I'm
gonna
watching
drop it in
though. That's
December.
I'm
and I was like,
watching it.
all
I'm
right.
gonna watch it.
They be in
Show
the
love to
playoff
AR.
run. Listen,
We gotta keep our old
he
heads,
still
man. We gotta
got
support-
Jets green on, so like unfortunately I do gotta root for him. But man, it's been. I've seen a lot of terrible Jets seasons, bro. This takes the cake.
That's Jets green.
This takes
That's
the cake. This ain't no Jets green. I mean,
It
shit.
does look a little forced in his
It
life.
does look a little foresty now that I think about it. That wasn't
Not
what
the
I was
new,
aiming
not
for.
the new
but-
uniform. man.
Nah, not at all. The black Jets jerseys one's kind of hard, but Jets jerseys in general just don't.
They
That's why I
loser
thought you-
suits.
That's why I thought you
Yeah,
was
like
going
they
at.
just don't got. Ain't no.
I thought you
I
was
mean,
going
Revis
at.
24 was solid, but even then, it's
It's
like,
crazy.
It's a loser
You
suit.
ain't catch what he said though, man. This guy
with him. I'm a Jets fan. I agree with him.
Hey man, some people just got. I used to root for the Falcons. Those are loser suits.
Listen, man.
Sometimes you can stop being a loser suit. You remember the Patriots jerseys? They had the white man on the helmet. Those were loser suits.
It wasn't good.
That was a
Like
statement. It was
Tom
statement.
Brady, Tom Brady
It was
wore
good.
them as a throwback, and I was like, wow, these jerseys actually look
They're
good. But
fire.
when I was a kid,
Yeah.
they was loser
Awful.
suits.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you could change
yeah.
the tide.
That's a fact.
You could change the
You see
tide.
it,
Detroit
Team lose that
Lions.
much.
Those used to be loser suits.
That's true. Now they look fire.
Hey, that color looks
Now
dope.
they
I
look
bought a hoodie
fire.
the other day.
Nah, Barry Sanders always had the ill starter jacket.
For
back in
sure.
the day.
Nah,
That was
yeah.
always
For
the
sure.
hardest one right
Fire.
there.
It was just a
Yeah.
nice hint of blue already. So
Fire.
like,
Blue and platinum.
even though
that
the
go
Lions
together.
weren't good, they still have fire merch. I already put my word out. I'm like, the Giants draft Shador and hire Prime. I'm handing them my Jets
Prime ain't
fan
going nowhere,
papers.
but they gonna get your door. Prime ain't going nowhere.
I know he ain't going nowhere, but I'm saying if they did, it takes a lot for me to give it. Like how you gave up the Falcons, that takes a lot for me to give up the
One
Jets.
time,
That's gonna be the thing that gets you to get on the
1000%.
Jets.
Deion Sanders has given me more fun football times, like more like memorable football moments than the entire Jets franchise in my lifetime,
Do-
dog.
do
If you
you-
become the
That
head
shit
coach of the
different when you get
Giants,
to that next level, though.
I'm sure
You
it
ain't got
does.
that much control and freedom that
Yeah.
you do out there in Boulder. So,
Mhm.
Prime,
No,
stay
Prime
your ass
staying.
out. Stay your ass out there
I'm
in
a-
Boulder, man.
I'm gonna just tell you this.
Don't come to this league, man. You already know what time it is in this league.
Do you remember that time the Giants made a black man the starter and they fired the coach the next day?
Yeah.
Well, they about to get a black quarterback.
That happened one time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was Gino.
Yeah.
And by the way,
Gino was Gino.
Gino turned out to be okay.
Gino balling.
They kept Eli Manning for 2 more sorry years to apologize to him for giving his job to a black man. They ain't no Dion gonna be the coach of the Giants.
Streak too.
Dion will be playing quarter for the Giants next week before he is the coach of the Giants.
Yeah, New York racist too.
That's real talk.
Yeah.
That's real talk.
That's real shit.
If they pass on a black quarterback, knowing that the top 2 prospects are black quarterbacks,
You got to take Shador. Cam Ward going one.
one
take him.
of
Gotta
them,
take
bro.
Shador.
One of them, man. Like
Shador might be one, though.
if we get to like
You talk on the combines and pro days and shit like that. Like, they
telling you what's
find the
gonna
little
happen.
things that get the edge from both of them.
if we get to March, April, and we hear some white quarterback from West Bubblefuck University like climbing up the depth charts, climbing up the roster, and some dude and the Giants like him, I'm like, I'm done. Like we do every week, we couldn't close the show without one of the best segments on the entire internet, a little bit of fuck with it or fuck out of here. Now you may be wondering how this is going to be different for the 7 p.m.ies. It'll flow like this. The Fuck With It Award. We highlight the best trend in pop culture, sports, or media. And of course, we have the Fuck Out of Here Award. We will do the same, just on the opposite end of the spectrum. Sam J, start us off with your Fuck With It Award of 2024.
My fuck with it award of 2024 is the rise of Sexy Red and the ratchet bitch revolution. I really just appreciate what's going on. Like at first I wasn't team sexy. I was like, no, I don't like this. But I really turned the corner on her. I just feel like Lil Ratchets, they need something to
Yeah.
champion them. You know what I'm saying? And
Lord Ratchets is crazy.
Lil Ratchets out here.
Disappointment in Bo's face.
The little Ratchets out here. They need
Shout
something
out
to
to the
champion
Lord
them.
Ratchets, though. Shout out.
They out here. And like I feel like sometimes people just like to act like certain groups don't exist because it's unpleasant to think about those groups. But that's the problem in this country. That's how we got a Trump presidency.
Is Megan Thee Stallion not ratchet enough?
No, it's not. That's different, bro. That's what I'm
different type
saying.
of ratchet,
These
yeah.
little
I'm
trapped
talking
out
about Baltimore.
ratchets.
I'm talking about Baltimore
That's
City
more
Hood.
black
Say,
and
give us something to aspire
ratchet.
to.
Nah,
man,
they
that's
need
what I'm
that.
talking about.
She is aspirational, bro. And she is. For them, She's aspirational.
She is.
And I
agree.
appreciate her. Like on the Tyler joint, when she was like, I don't fight for my respect, I fight for dick. I was like, you know what? I finally understand what you mean. Like, I
know the ratchet level.
I get the ratchet level. I get who you are.
When she put out
I'm glad you exist in the world.
nail polish colors, that's when I was just like, hey, man, this has to stop.
The lip gloss flavors.
Yeah, that's what it was. Even worse.
Yeah.
Even worse. I was like, oh, no, we gotta do something about
She's
this.
out here for all the girls who like twerk in rebellion. Like, you know when a girl twerks at you as an act of disobedience? She's here for those women, those girls who like, when they argue, they turn their ass around like, shut up, nigga, shut up, nigga, shut up, nigga. And you can't even do nothing with that. You just gotta let them twerk it out and just be like, all right. That's what she's out here for. And I appreciate her for doing that. So that's my fuck with it.
Listen, I could appreciate somebody that lives in their truth and be who they are and owns that. I could definitely appreciate that.
You know what? I have a... Yes. I understand your principle. It's actually funny. It's a conversation I had many years ago with somebody about Drake. And they were saying, well, at least he is comfortable in being the kind of dude that he is. And I'm like, you shouldn't be comfortable in being that kind of dude. You should aspire for more. You should aspire to be better. You should aspire to rise to another level. And no, we don't have to give people credit for being comfortable with who they are. If who they are ain't shit.
But do you know the level she was before and the level she is now? Isn't that not aspiring for more?
Absolutely.
I understand the argument that you were making.
Get them sexy.
Come on.
I wouldn't care if she could rap. If she could rap, I wouldn't care.
Nigga.
No, that's just a bang, bro.
She can't
I'm
rap,
a
though.
big
He couldn't rap, but he's a
asshole.
champ.
I'm just saying.
And she like wrestling too. She pulled up at NXT. I'm like,
That's
me
like
over, yo.
Get them sexy. When you hear that first, get them
It's
sexy.
ratchet girl get ready music. It's not for you. You're not a ratchet girl.
Nose up, Bo.
Getting ready
You
on
listen
a
to
Friday
ratchet
night.
shit back in the
They
day
need something to
too.
listen to.
You're right.
They need inspiration,
They
man.
need,
Because that's all they
when
have
they
to
get
look up
dressed
to.
to go do ratchet things,
You're
they need
right.
to play something.
I hear you.
There's a small part of me that misses the subtlety of sexy music. Like I do miss a little.
It's her phase,
a little
though, you know what I mean? This is
innuendo.
She
her
made
face,
Kaya
yeah.
sing like Lauryn Hill. That's all I'm saying. Like she is taking this to a whole, like my neck, my back. I ain't gonna lie. I didn't think it was the jam till I saw what it did at the club, and I was like, oh, this is what's up. We need to stop being so mean to Kaya. Maybe I'm just, if I was a little younger.
Go after that though. You know what I'm saying? She's supposed to have another banger.
Yo, that was the thing. She didn't have banger number two. Sexy Red at least had another banger.
She got
couple.
bangers.
She got
Sexy
couple.
banger. Sexy Red got bangers back. She got bangers and more that's coming.
Yeah.
She's
What you got?
galvanizing a whole. This is a whole nother kind of demographic that we sitting here talking about what she's doing.
That's what I'm saying.
Just
Get them sexy.
Just talking about this make my back hurt. It just make my back hurt. My beard is getting gray. Just having this conversation.
Man. Yeah, we old shit though, man. Let
shout out
this
Take
young
Keith,
group
man.
get they shine, man.
Shout out Take Keith.
I just want to throw it out here, by the way, that when Drake thought it was time to come back to the world, it was a song with Sexy Red. And that was, again, the moment where I realized he was not listening to the music that was being put out in the
He
battle.
went to the ratchet. He needed to go to the ratchet.
I
He's like,
believe when you stand with Sexy Red, you see two bad bitches. And he was like, I sure do. We can do it, fool. We just talked about this.
yo, star nigga Drake out, man.
Oh,
Drizzy.
man.
You all right, man. You gonna be all right.
Drake will be all right, man.
You be all right, Drizzy. You be all right,
It
man.
was a come up for her.
Sexy winning though.
Get up sexy.
Damn.
Fuck what Bomani talking about sexy.
Do we got
Yeah,
any
man, fuck
more?
it. You're right. All right. I'll be that. I'll take it. I'll take it.
Not fighting that at all.
No. I'm going to go home and listen to KRS-One. You're right.
We got any more fuck with it awards to give out? Anybody fuck with a trend from sports, music, pop culture
Fucking
in
with it.
2024?
I fuck with CP moving up to number 2.
And
on
assist. Shout out Chris Paul.
Like,
man.
that's legendary. Like, you know, I don't think we giving that a little, you know, we giving that enough. Like, I think for him to bypass Jason Kidd and like what Jason Kidd stood for so long in our culture and to point guards. When you ask real, like internal to point guards, who's they guy?
Yep.
J Kidd is that name that come up consistently.
Yeah.
So for CP to do that, to bypass that, and do it in that fashion, like for me, he deserved that.
You still think
I'll fuck with it.
you think he sticks around to go for number 1? I think he's about like 3,000
Nah,
assists.
who?
That's a lot. It's a lot of assists.
Come on, bro. Ain't nobody catching
touching
John, man. John sitting over there by himself, man.
Do you realize that dude got hurt in like 88 and missed 15 games? And then after that, missed two
ain't missed
games?
nothing.
Wow.
Two
Wow.
in total. Him and his boy, they he would get suspended every now and then, but they just did not miss any games. Elbowing people and all that.
I see them numbers. I'm like, how the hell you put up that many assists?
Coming perfect attendance.
Perfect attendance.
Perfect. It was good for 20 years.
Yeah.
With perfect attendance.
He missed seasons, like, you know what I mean? Missed games, thumb injury, all type. Nigga was hurt every year.
But I say, speaking of him though, a trend I kind of fucking with. We started with Jokic, and Cooper Flag is going to continue this. Kind of just regular seeming, cold ass white boys in the NBA.
That is kind of nice to see.
No excuses for white folks no more. Y'all act like y'all got to jump out the gym and all other racist shit you made up as to why y'all ain't been good at basketball. Y'all just ain't apply yourself. Jokic don't be jumping. Cooper Flag look a little bit slow, but can't nobody stop him. Y'all can do it too. If you put your mind to it. You be doing it to yourselves. Don't let the white man tell you what you can't be. Go out there and work. Look at all these regular looking white dudes.
Balling, Chet Holmgren balling, Tyler Hero doing his thing. Like,
that's right. Now you ain't got to be like Chet and Tyler neither. You know what I'm saying? You ain't got to try to do it all.
They spicy white.
You just be yourself.
Yeah, I would say that's different.
They don't do that.
he New England. You know what I mean? He Maine. He New Balance white. You feel what I'm saying? Like in the sense of like. He ain't Miami with Tyler Hero. Like, you know what I'm saying? He ain't that vibe.
Tyler Hero walked with a drawl in his voice. I'm like,
brother, when Tyler Hero got drafted.
He's Maine. He's, you know, that's his demographic. He with New Balance, champ. Like, that's the home of New Balance up there.
When Tyler Hero got drafted, I said his draft comp was Scott Storch. He was at the draft in like some silk shirt and like some chains and everything else. I was like, I've seen you before, son.
I know your type. I know who you are.
And I bet your girl bad as hell.
There's Cooper Flag, Gordon Hayward in the NBA.
From what they were saying about him in the Olympic camps, it sounds like he's a lot better.
Okay.
But I admit that when I saw him, he seemed like a much more regular Caucasian in action than I thought he would be. Like he's not twitchy. But they can't stop him.
Yeah, I'm asking that because, and we ain't got to get sidetracked, but because when you look at, you know, I hate to say it like that, when you look at the white boys that come through the NBA, right, and you look at who's the best, right, so now you start considering this young guy, Cooper, that's coming in at 19, 20, and now you got to start putting him at who's the best because they're saying he's the best white boy that's out there. Now, when you look at who's the best white boys that played in this game, where do you put him at?
Man, it's like I'm a big Chet dude. Like I think Chet,
that's good.
Like for the Thunder to be what they gonna be, he gonna have to be the best player on the team, right? It's Cooper Flag. He doesn't have the athletic ability that Chet.
See, I've seen him with Cooper sometimes.
He controls the whole court.
But he controls the whole floor.
Yeah, he controls the whole floor.
I've seen him with Cooper sometimes though, and he's not even like sneaky athletic. Like he's legitimately like I've seen him.
Yeah, he's
punch it. Jump through the gym.
He dominates the game in different ways.
I feel like though when I watch him and like I watched him at Duke, like if it's time for him to put the ball on the ground and go by somebody, he can get by you just enough. He's not blowing by you. That's my question about him.
All right, so I'm throwing.
But I don't think you have to be
I'm
that.
saying Gordon Hayward was an all-star in this league. Mind you, like people, he was the all-star in this league. They was consider him to be one of the top small forwards.
Before that Celtics injury,
at one point, no, Utah,
my bad.
You talking about before his league?
You know what I mean? Utah, he got green on and shit. He wanted, you know what I mean? But like that to me, like when I look at games, it's like you coming into this league, like Gordon Hayward is that.
Yes,
right? You know what I mean? So it's like, can I automatically put you there?
Yeah, no, he got to earn it.
Right.
he got to earn it.
That's what I'm saying.
I got to fuck with an award to give out. I'll fuck with just like Casanat's whole joint that he's been doing this year, man. Like the way he does content, like especially like he had an episode when he had like Kyrie Irving on recently, and a lot of people still have certain ways they look at Kyrie, and I think Casanat is so legitimized in how he like gets people on media that I think people even like look at Kyrie a little differently now. Like he probably didn't have the highest Q rating for a long time. And I think, you know, after the finals, obviously, the answer sneakers, I think have been doing really well, which I didn't think a lot of people thought was going to happen after leaving Nike. And then, you know, he goes on with Casanat and he's in there working out in the gym to Kendrick records and saying all these inspirational things to kids. Like you're talking to, you know, this is how you reach the kids nowadays. And the very next day, it's an all night, marathon stream that he does, and the very next day they show him, Dallas Mavericks practice, going in, doing all that type of stuff. I say all that to say, I'll fuck with the not persona change, but the way people look at him changed.
Casanat or Kyrie?
Kyrie. Yeah. I think the Casanat stuff helped too. And I like what Casanat does because I feel like he's like the new version of like Soul Train, right? Like new version of TRL. You got some shit to promote, you go to Casanat stream. And he's a self-made dude from Brooklyn who is the most powerful streamer on earth. In addition to that, the Kyrie episode was really dope just because of the way he spoke with kids, the way he, galvanized all his boys out there, the things he was saying. Yeah. I think a lot of times people, he's really misunderstood, I think.
Yeah, 1,000%.
But it's his fault. It's amazing how much more we like him when he stopped talking like a crazy person. Isn't that crazy? Isn't that wild?
Yeah, he just
Kyrie stopped being an asshole. Now it's cool.
That journey, when you go on that journey of like an intellectual journey, you ain't supposed to say nothing along the journey.
Right.
You're supposed to, this is real shit. Like when you going into these lessons and you starting to learn it, and it's a journey. It's a spiritual journey. So when you go down that path, you're supposed to continue to go down that path until you come out on the other side. You don't speak on what you're going through as you're going through it.
For sure.
To your point, I think we're able to see the growth of Kyrie, right? And I alluded to this earlier with Drake. It's like, you got to fall back sometimes. Kyrie fell back. He took the heat. He fought it for a while. You know what? I'm going to fall back. I see people ain't fucking with me. I see everybody's off me. I'm standing on what I'm standing on. This is what I'm doing. But I'm going to go do it this way. And if y'all fuck with me at the end of the day, y'all fuck me. If not, then not. That's the same situation that I see.
Yeah.
Drake has to do it in a very similar type of fashion. But that's Kyrie. Like, people who know Kyrie, that's him. Like, he jokes. He like to dance. He have fun. He pop shit. Like, this is who he is. And oh, by the way, I'm still on my Dean. I'm still on my shit. I'm still ready for war if I have to. I'm just sharpening a lot more to know how to attack this war that I'm in.
I feel like Kyrie's probably one of the most influential like ball players of this generation. Like, you talk to
he Mahmoud.
Man. You talk to all these
In a
kids.
sense.
Everybody wants to be like him. Everybody
That's about to say,
he's
got, I don't know how, there aren't as many guys that play now that have a game that's like, oh, I want to be able to do that. That's what I want to look like when I play basketball.
Yeah.
He's got one of those games.
Yeah.
He's the best ball handler I've ever seen.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah.
He's been, and they went to the finals this year, and obviously Dallas is still doing their thing, but I just thought it was really dope that like the way people looked at him maybe like 2 years ago and the way people look at him now changed dramatically.
It's dope to see. It's dope to see his like growth for sure. Like,
for sure.
I'm like one of the biggest Kyrie haters, but it's dope to see his growth. And like every time I see him over there at Dallas, I'm like, wow, this is a really cool version of Kyrie. Just even you see him like galvanizing the team. You just see it, and it's like, that's really cool.
Yeah, he be kicking the Knicks' ass every time, but man, I'm still happy to see him, man. Like, he's a Jersey kid. You know what I mean? He's been through a lot.
Of course he gonna go at the Knicks. Nigga, it's Pop from the Bronx. What you mean? His godfather is Ross Strickland. Like, this family is in the Bronx. So of course he loved, this is the Mecca. You gotta come back and show out the Mecca.
He's got like the last, even though he's from Jersey, he got a real New York game. Like, when you think about like the New York point guard, which is something we don't talk about anymore. He's the last dude in the league that has, to me, just a flat out, that is a New York City basketball game.
That's a fact.
All right. The last thing to wrap this up, we gave out some fuck with it. I need some fuck out of here for 2024.
Fuck out of here.
What are we getting the fuck out of here before we wrap up this year?
They ain't got to shoot 53s every game. I don't care if you win a championship or not. I just don't find that to be enjoyable basketball. I like watching people go to the basket. Can we get all this standing around shooting threes the fuck out of here?
Yeah.
Can we do that, please? 7'5" dude shooting 10 threes a game. The next Michael Jordan shooting 10 threes a game. Whose idea was that?
So what do you? How do you think we do this? Do we incentivize the
gotta change the rules. They have to change the rules.
These niggas are making too much money to tell me I ain't about to shoot this shit.
Yeah, that's what it is. They got to move the line back. They got to get rid of the corner. There's a lot of things that they have to do if they want to actually make that change. But Anthony Edwards playing like Klay Thompson is not what I love about the NBA.
I agree.
It's just not.
I agree. Not fun.
But if you can do it, shit.
Yeah, and see, that's why we got to make it. got to make it hard. Like the Olympics, one thing we didn't talk about was letting Steph Curry shoot at the Olympic 3-point line is like letting somebody play on a 9-foot goal.
Right.
Like, this isn't even fair.
This is layups.
That's just allowed. So we got to move these lines back to make it really hard to get 3 points when you shoot the ball.
No, it's going to take somebody to come in and really change the game. Like somebody's just, it's going to be dominant in this position. And this is what I do, and I get to it, and we win it like this.
It needs a shifter, yeah.
needs a
Like
shifter.
you need
A shifter,
I totally
man.
agree. Someone, I've been waiting for it, but I'm like, someone's gonna come and play the paint again and
Like Paolo is that, though.
force it.
Yeah.
You know, someone's got to force it.
Paolo is
Yeah.
that.
I'm going to put a hot take out there. I think contact dunk should be worth 3 points immediately.
Any contact?
See what I'm saying, bro? So
Immediately.
no free throw. If you get dunked
No,
on.
if you
it's a
get
foul.
dunked on, it's a 4-point play. Like if you get dunked on, he point.
So I'm sad. See, this is new 2K
So
shit.
here's
I
the
was
thing,
saying,
right?
we ain't at David
Think about it.
Buster's.
Think about it like
This
this.
is
Think about it like this.
crazy.
You down 3.
I ain't watching this shit.
You down 3, right?
That's crazy.
Instead of dribbling 25 feet outside the paint, you can have somebody either go up and contest, get the dunk, get the contact, get
But
the
nobody's
win.
going to contest.
What's this? This that Pat Croce shit that was in. Wait, what's the shit you used to have when they used to jump on the trampolines? and
slam ball?
Get out of here with that. I'm telling you.
Contact
The
dunk,
NBA,
make it 3
I think
points.
All-Star Weekend go be very 2K-ish.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah,
Like
definitely.
with the shit around your feet and
Yeah.
like.
They said they got the medallions.
I'm saying like they might fuck around and think about it. This is meta. They got shit you can sit courtside at home.
True.
So
yeah.
like if you watching the game, like niggas gonna have the meter like half tire and then he Gatorade sign next to him. 3-point percentage when you shoot from this percent. I think that's where it's going now.
They
That's
said they're gonna start giving the cup. They're gonna start giving out medals and stuff, right? Like 2K.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
See
like
what
a
I
little.
mean?
They said they're gonna try to make it more. I definitely read
They're
That's
that.
what I'm
trying
saying,
everything, man.
You standing in the corner. If I'm watching the TV, like as I shoot, it's gonna turn green. I'm greening it. This is some real 2K shit.
I am mortified.
This is about to happen, bro. This is
No,
about
it
to
is.
happen.
This is like,
NFL changes their rules damn near every year.
yo, but no, but stuff like that. Like when I start hearing about stuff like video games, it's like to me, it must be like what it was for my dad the first time he heard Rapper's Delight. Like, what the hell is this noise? Like I start talking about this stuff, I'm like, is this where I am now? And it is.
It's where we all are, man. They're trying to do everything to fix the league, get the ratings up, all that type of stuff. We're gonna see all types of crazy shit.
And the
They're trying
NFL's
to do.
coming for their neck.
Yo, NFL
Bro.
raw for what they do on
That Christmas Day,
They're all for
I
that.
said that's
It's
foul.
2 dope games.
No, it's foul. And Beyonce.
NFL, you know y'all wrong for that.
Coming for
Y'all
their
wrong
neck,
for
bro.
that. You know
They
that's
know
our, you know
Christmas
that's
basketball
our day,
day.
man.
Yeah, it's basketball day.
You know that's our day.
And the games this year ain't even that good.
It's gonna be rough.
But I'm still gonna watch basketball. I'm
I'm gonna watch
like
Beyonce though.
I mean,
Like,
you
nah,
I'm gonna flip back and
Beyonce
forth.
You
got
gotta
put on
watch.
in the
You
house.
gotta watch
How about
Knicks
this?
Wemby. You know what
I'm
I
gonna
mean?
flip back and forth.
What is it like in the engineering department at Netflix making sure that that stream can handle however many people show up for Beyonce? Because they could not, if they
That
couldn't
fight
handle
was
Jake
crazy.
Paul,
Yeah. Well,
They
gonna
better not get this
There's
wrong.
little different levels to this shit. You know what I
I'm
mean?
about to
This is
say-
B.
yeah, they gotta get this shit.
Yeah.
B get shit done. You know what I
Somebody's
mean?
job is on the line behind this shit.
Mama
telling
Noel
you.
said she ain't worried. They asked her. She said, I have no concerns about anything going wrong for the Super Bowl. That's what she said. She said, no worries.
We
Man,
talked.
I just remember watching that pop out and that Prime stream. That joint did not miss once. It was the cleanest, crispest stream I've ever
It did
seen.
not,
Champ,
but
you
the
dealing with
comparison
anyone.
between who was trying to watch that and who gonna be trying to watch Beyonce is a whole different ballgame.
That's very true.
You dealing with the Queen Bee, man. Like,
Man, record's gonna be set. That
People are
night.
not going to turn until Beyonce. They got to
fact.
be ready for that, like, flood.
they should work in tandem.
What you
NBA,
mean?
NFL. I mean, we all on the same day. Like, let's not overlap no shit. Like, let's work in tandem.
There's gotta
We
be a
play-
little-
Had this game, then y'all
NFL
come on to the
NFL is
NBA.
sharp.
You know what I'm saying? Like, that's how, if you want to really make this work.
Nah,
But
they
NFL
want to
said,
stop
fuck
y'all
that.
out. Yeah, they don't want to make. They want to
NFL
stop
said,
you
fuck
all
that.
out.
Big Gang take a little
They like,
break.
You see what
nah.
I'm saying? I might sue these niggas. Man.
Yo, this the part nobody talks about. It's on a Wednesday.
Yeah, that's a fact.
It's not even a Thursday
That's a
game. They
fact.
gonna be having these dudes out here playing on Sunday and then back out there on Wednesday.
Yeah.
Netflix talks, man. That money's too long.
Money talk, bullshit
long,
walk,
man.
man. If Stern was here, nigga, would NFL be on Hanukkah, nigga? On the 26th. Fuck is y'all talking about? You know what I'm saying? emoji and all that coochie chocolate day. Fuck is you talking about? Stern, listen, Adam, my guy. That's my guy. Stern would have had what? Nigga, y'all starting on coochie chocolate. Nigga, y'all playing on the 27, 28. Nigga, fuck what you talking about? Y'all not getting this. Y'all not getting this is NBA. This is Christmas on NBA. Like,
this is really what I see the starts for real.
You know, going to the Knicks game, waking up, opening your toys, watching Knicks Boston on Christmas. This is what we talking about. With the tree outside and the rink, the rolling rink. Like, NFL, you come disrupt that?
That's foul.
Stern would have had them niggas on Unity Day. I'm telling you. Nah, NFL, y'all over. I don't give a fuck what y'all say. That's real shit. You know what I mean? That's real. But Al, we more collaborative nowadays. You know what I'm saying? It ain't the Iron Fist. It's we more collaborative.
Stern hold the ball game.
Stern, nigga, what?
It's about to be this.
Well, y'all only can play at 8 o'clock. Like, that's a start. That's type of shit.
You don't even get to make this decision.
Nah, you can't even. What? This is your time slot right here.
Oh, guys, we couldn't have a 7 p.m.ese without hearing from our 7 p.m. fans, of course. And we asked them via Instagram what their favorite story of the year was. Before we get into that, Melo, what was your favorite story that you shared on the show during 2024?
The New York situation.
Yeah.
Right, because I've never got a chance to, I never wanted to tell that side until I had the opportunity and it made sense. So I think being able to bring some light on, shed some light on what actually really happened from my perspective, and now people could place and put whatever they want to do, wherever they want. For me, that was like.
Was it specific? Was it the Woj episode? Was it earlier
it was
episodes?
I talked about it throughout the course of 24, but it was just more like, okay, like this is actually really what happened. You guys really want to fucking know.
Dude, I totally misunderstood. I thought you were just talking about that time you went and stood out there by that bus.
That was my favorite story.
The KG story? That was my favorite story. The KG story is my favorite story.
But I had to get to that story. If I didn't go through that, you know what I mean? Break it down early, I couldn't get to the KG part of it.
Because once you got started, I was like, I was glad to hear about the bus too. Right? Okay, cool. Then I was like, talking about
That was
I had to clarify the Knicks situation first in order for me to implement the Garnett situation because it was all timeline.
It's all encompassing too.
It was timeline. And then that KG situation led to the Phil situation. So it was a timeline of New York events. So I'm glad that I actually got a chance to clarify and tell that story about KG. Like for so long, it was just super one-sided. Like from the fans' perspective or like spectators.
Yeah, you know, context, NBA Twitter, we ran with that for years. It was nice to finally hear.
It's all good. That's why I could sit here and I could laugh and I could joke about it and we could be on Man Time. And KG, if you want to come sit on the couch, man, you come sit on the couch.
Still need that, KG. So Melo, I'm gonna let you do the honors, man. Go knock this one out.
For the 7 p.m. fan moment of the year. Let me see.
E, what up, E?
Shout out to our producer, E.
You the one that loved Drake I was talking about earlier.
The winner is Kanye's College Choice.
Yeah.
That's the fan moment of the year. So if y'all can zoom in, I don't know if y'all can see that.
Yeah, and this is fan voted, right?
This is fan voting. So shout out to all the fans, all everybody who tapping in out there. I know that was a special moment. We know that was a special moment for 7 p.m. But thank you guys for tapping into that.
Of course. And finally, our biggest award of the night, the 7 p.m. moment of the year. Much like our 7 p.m. moment, this person personified locking in and took their game and craft to the next level.
Damn.
Melo, the choice is yours. 7 p.m. moment of the year.
Kyrie Irving.
Yeah.
Kyrie Irving is the 7 p.m. Is that the trophy? Do we give him the golden boot?
Golden Tim?
The golden Tim. Yo, Kyrie, you get the golden Tim, baby. You know what I'm saying? The fact that you were able to persevere, stand strong, fall back, be patient, like have a will to like lock in to another level, right? It's like we don't give athletes that like enough credit when it comes to being able to come back, right? We kick them when they down, we say something when they down, but when they come back, and do it in his fashion, where it's, you know, it's his family, it's his daughter, it's his wife, it's, you know what I mean? Like, he's over there in Asia selling sneakers. Like, he got a brand now. He's bringing culture over there.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? So he's like, we can't go to China.
That's
And
true.
let's think about that for a minute.
That's true. Yeah, I forgot.
We can't go
Yeah.
to, like, and ain't no relations with that. Like, Kyrie is bridging gaps. So it becomes deeper than basketball. So, and basketball on top of it, he's playing well. They winning. He good culture. He found his home. Like, shout out to Mark Cuban for bringing him in and saying, yo, listen, I got you. You go do your thing. I got you.
Yeah.
Jason Kidd, right? Luka for allowing, as the guy on the team, like, Kyrie is, he deserves that credit and the flowers. So, Kai, we gave you the Golden Temp, man. This is the 7 p.m. Golden Temp.
Congrats,
Moment
Kai.
of the year. You deserve that. Keep doing what you're doing.
Yes, sir. I mean, it's watching him grow is sort of like a beautiful lesson in a lot of people, and I think people should take this, you know what I mean, just in general in life, man. Like, it's tough to judge people when they're young, man. And folks do that all the time. I just seen this Tyler, the Creator interview on Billboard, and he was talking like somebody I did not expect to see talking like that when I first heard this man. When he's eating bugs and smashing, you know, the Jimmy Fallon
do your
set, do all this
shoulders
other
like
stuff. I don't know. I was trying to shake into my thoughts or something. I don't
real
know.
posh with it.
But nah, man, I say all that to say, you know, like, a dude like Kyrie, you know, a lot of people had their judgments about him for much of his career. And you know, I think fans in general, I think the reason why people love this show is because people get to see you and the guests that come in here be unfiltered and be real. And, you know, a lot of times, especially in the media, we've all dealt with it in different sort of ways, whether being a part of it or being the subject of it, that, you know, it's very easy to see a headline, see a tweet, see something and make a whole judgment about somebody. The reason why I love being on this show and being a fan of this show first is that, like, everybody comes here comfortable and you can kind of really get to see what people are about. It's a comfortable environment. You make people comfortable because you've been through so much, and when you're willing to share, other people open up. And, you know, I think, you know, the years and this show and this podcast is going to continue to grow and stuff like that because of the how we allow everybody here, and we hope to allow people here to grow and be themselves and, you know, become the best version of themselves, and not just what we see in the spotlight, on the headline, on a tweet. The more than one thing, man.
That's
so
a fact.
It's beautiful. Shout out Kyrie Irving.
Shout out. Kyrie got the first 7 p.m. moment of the year, Golden Timberland Boot Award.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And shout out to our guest, of course, man, legendary Bomani Jones. Wonderful Sanjay. As always, the wonderful 7 p.m.'s, second annual 7 p.m.'s. Melo, you want to wrap us up, man? Let's close this out.
Yo, man, peace to everybody, 7 p.m. fans that's out there. Thank you, guys. Phenomenal. This is something new that we trying. We got our own 7 p.m.'s right now. Shout out to the team, man. Shout out to the production team, 7 p.m. in Brooklyn.
Yes, sir.
We out of here. Peace.